Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 178 of the Jiu Jitsu Dummies podcast. We are brought to you by Black Belt Digital Marketing. Anything you need to build your business on or offline. It's website design, SEO, Google Ads, graphic design, even printing. We can absolutely help. I got a burp.
Nice.
Check us out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram or our website, BB Digital Marketing. You can request a free review of your online presence today. My name is Milton Campus. I'm a black belt training out of Coral Springs, Florida. Yeah. Jeez. No, I'm just kidding. We got Ben Stark on co-hosting duties.
Hi, I am a third-degree black belt trainer.
No, we're not doing that yet.
I thought that's what you said earlier.
Just say hello. Just say, well, you can do that part. You can do that part, but I'm going to come back to you in a second.
Now I'm a jerk. You see
No,
this?
yeah. Do it again. Ready? And we have Ben Stark on the co-hosting duties.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, save, share, click that subscribe button. We appreciate all your support. Joining us today are Kate and Eric from Seminar Stack. Welcome, guys.
Hello, I'm a white belt out of.
Yeah. We're going to come back to that. We'll come back to that. This is what I was going to say. Give us a minute. We're going to do some sponsor shout outs. Ben, why don't we start with you? Go ahead.
No, now I feel awkward.
We got to work on like the intro versus like when you say you're a black belt.
I was just following your lead.
Yeah, no, I was. Yeah,
now I feel really awkward.
This is where we need Bo.
I needed a margarita too.
Bo is cutting this right now. Going, these guys are just a couple of idiots. They just why you can't curse in the first
he's going to cut it out. You just said it.
We did beep your last F word in the last podcast.
Good.
But go ahead and reintroduce yourself. Next time I'll just go, Ben on co-hosting duties. They'll cut to you. You don't say anything, and then I'll introduce you again.
Okay.
We just
now
really
I
trying
can
to redo
introduce
the intro.
myself.
I think so. We might as well. You're here.
Hi, I am Ben Stark, third-degree black belt and head coach of American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens. I teach people how to beat other people up. If you would like to learn, come by. You can take advantage of our end-of-year trial.
And
of course, Fight Tape, the most illustrious and high-quality tape and gauze available for combat sports athletes. Jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts, kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing.
Are we coming out with the thinner one for?
Not yet. This order just came in. I got a minute till I'm getting more.
You got to unload.
Unless you guys go to fighttape.us and buy my tape, and then I'll buy more.
So I always like to say, right, so it's at fighttape.us on Instagram.
Correct.
You're including the dot, right?
Dot.
And then the website is also fighttape.us.
Identical.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Milton.
We're also brought to you by academysafe.org. Academy Safe is a nonprofit whose mission is to help clean up the martial arts by advocating for background checks, U.S. Center for Safe Sport certifications, and a host of other things that we're going to discuss today. That's one of the reasons why we met. You guys met Rob.
That's right.
You've introduced us. We're going to be doing an event together up in PA, and we're going to be raising some money. So we're going to come back to that in a second. So I'm going to cut my Academy Safe promo short. Thanks to our friends over at Flow and Roll. I spent the whole weekend at the Flow and Roll booth at the IBJJF in Fort Lauderdale. My legs were killing me. That was 8 hours a day on my feet, just saying hello to people, kind of like cheering them on. They are hands down the best custom gi and no-gi gear in the business. You can visit them on Instagram at Flow with an _N_roll. Check out the custom designs that they've created for academies and competitors across the country. Gym owners, you can stock up on your gis and no-gi kits. They have a really cool pre-order program, but you could just call and do a large bulk order. Get your rash guards, shorts, gis, belts, the kids' belts, all those pretty little colors right through black belts. I actually got a black belt from him, so my Flow and Roll black belt. He had sent me one with the white stripe, and I'm like, I don't compete. The white stripe is really for competitors, so I got my official, I should have brought it. I got my official Flow and Roll black belt from him now. Again, going back to if you are a gym owner, you're just getting started. He's got a really cool program where you basically just really pay for the designs, like to get the designs done. It's a few $100, and then he puts your gym stuff online for your students to order. Right, the students order.
That's awesome.
Those profits pay for your bulk order that you need for the gym. Right, so
Amazing.
Very little out of pocket. Your students wind up paying for it, reasonable pricing. He ships it to them. Your gis come in a really cool bag. You get a little backpack. I don't have one here today. So he does a really, really good job of taking care of your students. And again, it's a great way for you to take the profit from a pre-sale and then place it. And then you get your bulk. Your students will get their stuff in the mail. He'll ship you, however many gis you need to stock up. Right. So again, flowandroll.com. If you just go there and order anything, like you get a hat or you get a gi, use code JJD for 20% off. All right. Let's get back welcome, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your patience.
Of course, not a problem at all.
Does anybody need a drink? Maybe a margarita?
No.
No? We're good?
Now we're talking.
Welcome,
think people
guys.
say no to
Thank you for coming in. Where are you guys? You guys are coming from?
Coming from Central Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So Carlisle, Pennsylvania, for those of you who are familiar with Pennsylvania.
Nope.
But
With Carlisle,
it
you
is a
said?
small
Carlisle?
little farm town.
Yep.
Like where in the state?
So we are about 30 minutes south of Harrisburg, which is the capital, but we are dead center in the state. Like center this way and center that way. Like the whole center. We're about 40 minutes from Hershey, Pennsylvania, which is what
All
most
right,
people
there you
probably
go.
know. Like,
Hershey
Hershey
still a
Park.
thing?
Hershey Park is still very much a thing.
We used to go there. That
Yeah.
was our school, one of our school trips when we
I
were
went
a
there when I
kid.
was like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
School
Did
trip
you?
to
I was a
Hershey.
Connecticut kid.
From Connecticut? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were up there. It was Dorney Park,
Yep.
Great Adventure, Hershey Park, and then they brought us down to D.C. Those were like our class trips throughout the years.
Went to Sturbridge Village in Massachusetts.
What?
It was like colonial.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
water-powered
we had,
saws.
Yeah, we had Beth, like we had old Bethpage on Long Island. We had that, like they're dressed up and they're churning butter, and that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good on camera. I don't think I needed to twist it. Sorry. We'll cut that out.
Someone's single.
Well, again, welcome for coming down, guys. So let's tell everybody how we've met. We're meeting for the first time here, but you guys met Rob. Rob came to one of your events. I'll let you guys tell the story. Whoever wants to take it.
So we reached out to Rob Ingram with McDojo Life as we were planning our Seminar Stack event for this past August. And then he was very receptive and communicated back with us. We had a call with him. He was great. And then after the call, he's like, hey, I want to be a part of your event. And so he actually came up and did a whole speaking segment on social media and how to use that to build your brand. That's how we got connected with him. Then in that connection process, he was like, hey, have you guys heard about this nonprofit that I'm associated with called Academy Safe? And we're like, no, but that sounds awesome. And then so he told us about it. We're like, all right, well, we're definitely going to make that happen in some capacity moving forward. And then from there, we met up with Danny Herrera, Officer Danny Safe, with his children's book. He reached out to us because he heard us on another podcast that we were on. And shout out Danny right there. And then Danny was like, hey, like what you guys are doing with Seminar Stack and with everything you're doing with that training for police. He's like, let me link you up with Milton from Jiu Jitsu Dummies and try and get you guys on the podcast. So that's kind of like how it's all
man.
interrupted
3
and
degrees of
connected.
separation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I definitely tell people like jiu-jitsu is like only 3 degrees, not 6.
Yeah.
It's like 3
3
degrees. You
It's
talk
3.
to 3 people, somebody knows somebody that you know.
That you know.
We
Yep.
had that conversation this week on another podcast, specifically around
You're cheating
3
on us?
degrees.
You did another podcast? What is
We
going
did.
on?
How?
We talked about you the whole time.
I hope so.
But yeah, that's how it all came to be, and like we're thrilled to come down here. We were able to make the trip down to do it in studio because it's always better in studio.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So
let's tell everybody, what is Seminar Stack?
I'll let you take it.
let me take it.
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
practice.
So the mission of Seminar Stack is what we're trying to do is we're trying to build safer communities through skill sharing for first responders, connecting them with training that exists and training resources that exist, which then promotes their health and wellness and fitness.
Okay.
And we do that by creating a purpose-driven, creating a space for purpose-driven growth.
Okay.
So that's our mission statement. But what it is we're an event where police can come train and civilians can come train with police. And then you can also take, police training courses, or you can take free wellness courses on like nutrition and mobility and breath work.
Okay.
And then we also put focuses on mental health and wellness and like building your business. So it's like all of those things that you can think of. We're training with that.
Okay.
Seminar
Training
Stack
event.
is all about trying to push the narrative of first responders training and taking it to the next level. It's not just about doing additional self-defense or defensive tactics. It's about building in the mental space. It's about building in your overall wellness and then taking that and bridging the gap that is there for community.
Okay.
There's a lot of big gaps there. And then we sprinkled in our love of jiu-jitsu into that as well. So, because we train together, which directly correlates with that defensive tactics training in the jiu-jitsu world, at least.
So are you both white belts?
Yes.
We are both white
How
belts.
long have you guys been training now?
Too long to still be a white belt.
Yeah.
Like 6
You're on
months.
that multi-year plan?
Doesn't sound great. So we started training around 2022.
Okay.
And we are still 2-stripe white belts.
Okay.
And while that might sound bad, the reason that
No, that's
It's bad.
That's bad.
It's pretty
bad.
That's bad.
It's
Doesn't
bad.
sound bad. It's bad.
It's bad. But our training is.
I can't believe I drove here.
It's very. We train together, but we train very limited because of injuries and symptoms and stuff that I'm still recovering from
Okay.
my work from 5 years ago.
Which
And
you're on the job.
Yeah, I'm full-time state police up in Pennsylvania. And back in April of 2020, I was in a near fatal on-duty car crash that has changed my life in more ways. Some good, some bad, whatever. But in that recovery process, we found jiu-jitsu, and so we've been training. But we can only train with my symptoms around 1, maybe 2 times a week.
Okay.
And so that elongates that process if you're not doing that.
So you'll be a blue belt in like 10 years. You'll be good.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, who cares? Like, if it takes me that long, it takes me that long.
Not about the belt, Eric.
Exactly.
It's not about the belt.
Don't let him lie to you. It's all about the belt. And if you wash it or not.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't
We'll talk
be that
about
guy.
Yeah.
Can we ask about the accident?
Absolutely. I mean,
was it one of the cool ones you see on the internet, or was it?
I
not
mean,
one
it's
of the
a.
It was a cool one that
It
you
was a
see on the
cool one.
internet. It's an ad now for the state police.
No
It's
kidding.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they actually used the photographs from my crash to help when they announced the increase in penalties for the move over law.
I mean, you got hit? Did you get
Yeah,
hit
so
by a
I was-
car, like,
I was,
off the side of the road?
I was investigating a crash on a bridge by Harrisburg. It's a 3-lane bridge with an exit lane, so 4 lanes technically. And a truck had rear-ended another vehicle, and that car went to the right, crashed the right side, and this truck crashed into the barrier in the median. And so he's partially blocking the left lane. So we pull up behind the truck, lights running, everything. We're in full kit. It's like 6 a.m., right before rush hour. I was working 11 to 7, so it's the last call of my day. And get up there, park it. Car's partially blocking the left lane, so we get the car behind. I'm in the passenger seat. On our midnight shift, we ride 2 to a car. Daytime, we ride 1 to a car. But at that time, I was in the passenger seat. Driver's there. I was like, hey, stay in the car. I'm going to go check the truck, make sure no one's inside, no one needs emergency assistance, like start this process going. You get the tow truck, get the fire police, get the ambulance, like whatever that kind of stuff. Start that process. I'll do this. Get out of the car, walk up to the truck. No one's inside. Dude fled the scene. And we have no idea where the second car is.
Is it
either.
like a tractor trailer?
No, it's like a pickup truck.
Okay.
Pickup truck. And car's empty. So I come back to my police car, close the door. It's like, hey, the truck was empty. And then in that process, somebody buzzed us. So like they drove right beside us and it shook the whole car. And I was like, dude, we're going to get hit. And that's the last thing I remember.
Jesus.
And so
like
I said that
the next
to, like,
car after that
the
one
next
hit
car
you?
after that hit us in the back with an impact of 70 miles an hour
So you're in the car?
in the car.
You're in the car at this
Like,
point. Okay.
It's a matter of 5 seconds between me being paralyzed or dead.
Okay.
Because I got in the car, closed the door. Hey, we're going to get hit. Like that was 3 to 5 seconds of me closing that door to being struck. And the impact was so hard that it actually hit the rear of the car and it pushed my patrol cruiser like the 30, 40 feet into the truck that we were investigating and then crushed the front end of our cruiser.
Wow.
It snapped a rifle in the
Yes,
truck.
like
of
my
your
rifle was in the
cruiser.
back and it snapped the rifle in half. But the car that I was in, which was the Ford Taurus edition, they're tested for 70 mile an hour rear impact, which is exactly what it was. So what that means, like it crumpled the way it was supposed to, so there was no protrusion into the passenger compartment.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we got hit, I flew backwards and then airbags deployed and then hit the car. And then I went through the airbag with such force that the impact of hitting the dashboard blew the right side of my head off. Like this whole side of my scalp came off, fractured my orbital, tore my shoulder apart.
Did it break your skull or peel the skin?
So like the impact, it did not crack my skull, thankfully.
Yeah.
But the impact, basically, there was a laceration from my eyebrow up to the center of my head. That whole portion blew off. And then they had to reattach it, right?
Normally I have a story to beat most stories. And I don't,
Normally it's insert joke here too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could top that.
Bro, I was trying to think of ways to make it
don't.
funny. It's not there. It's just not.
It's a crazy story, and I've gotten to the point where telling it doesn't activate anything in me. Like before, like the first 2 years,
Have you
like,
just told it
like
that
I've
many
told it that
times?
many times. Yeah, but like that's part of the process too. Like that helps you evaluate it and realize what's actually happened. Like realize the blessings that came with
Trauma
all of that.
therapy,
Like,
right?
Yeah, in its own way. But like so when I got hit, I went out, and the next thing that I remember was I was out of the car somehow, and I'm leaning on the median, and I'm just bent over, hands on my knees, and it's just blood just coming out of
You
my
didn't get
head.
ejected from the car though. You
No,
got out of
I
the car
I stayed
somehow.
in the car. Apparently, from what my partner told me, the radio didn't work, so he had to actually call the station from his
How's
cell phone.
he?
He's fine, for the most part. So he was seatbelted because he never got out of the car. I was unrestrained because I had just gotten back in, and then 3 to 5 seconds later got hit.
I didn't even think about that when you said it.
Yeah. And so the other crazy thing about the crash is like my next move was to get out of the car to pop the trunk to get flares.
Oh, you would.
So 3 seconds later, I would
I
have
really
been
thought you were
hit.
going to say shotgun.
I would have been hit directly with the truck, and I probably wouldn't be here today. 3 seconds earlier, I was walking from the truck to the police car, and I would have been pinned and probably would have been paralyzed or so much more injuries, or like, I don't know what happened.
70 miles an hour. I'm sorry.
You know,
but
even
probably would have been.
a half second earlier, if I didn't close the door,
You would have shot out the side.
I could have shot the side, or the car could have wrapped around me, and who knows what would have come through into the passenger compartment. So like all these things happened at the exact time that it needed to happen to only have the injuries that I have right now.
Was there anything about the weather, the time? I mean, is it just like that? It's dark out and this person didn't see.
6 a.m. ain't dark. Well, is it in Pennsylvania
It
or
was,
Florida?
at that time, it was like dawn,
Misty.
Yeah.
but it was still dark. You could still
And
see the lights. It wasn't
Pennsylvania's
like he
pretty
was being
foggy
blinded.
in the morning.
Yeah, so it was a little foggy. It was a little bit, kind
But
of rainy.
those
but-
red and blues, man.
yeah, you can't.
They're
like,
made to cut fog.
exactly. And when you watch like the PennDOT footage, like the highway footage, you can see the lights. It like takes over the whole screen, and every car that comes around turns the corner, gets over, turns the corner, gets over. This guy turns the corner, starts to get over, and then turns back
Called-
into us.
Is it a BMW?
No, it was a Sprinter van that hit me.
Was he not paying attention?
He was not paying. It looks like, when you're watching someone and you can clearly tell they're texting,
Yeah, yeah.
and they cross that line, they make that quick jerk back. That's exactly what it looked like. Now, we haven't been able to prove that he was texting. We don't know for sure, but that's my theory is what happened. Or he was falling asleep at the wheel and like passed over and like came back in, because it was a turn. As he came around, he crossed the lane like he was going to change lanes around it, and then he turned back into me.
So he's coming off of something onto the bridge?
So it's a big highway, and there's like a bend, and then after the bend, it's a straight bridge.
Okay.
And so like I was still, a quarter mile past the bend. So like as soon as you cross, you could probably see my lights before you got around that corner. So he's getting around. Everyone whoop, gets over, whoop, gets over, and he's like whoop, gets over, comes back.
I'm so like I was just driving here, and I'm usually so good about the texting. Like I might look at my phone at a red light, like I'm like, be good. But I went and got the coffee. So I'm coffee, bagel.
Doing the whole, yeah.
And I always feel like, I'm on the back roads here, so I'm not going to get up to 70. It's like 35, 40, but still doesn't mean that you can't hurt somebody. But
Exactly.
I'm so conscious of that. I'm going to be even more conscious of that
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
My daughter was texting me with like business stuff, and I'm just like, they know I'm on the way to the podcast. Take care of it. Make an executive decision. I don't want to hear about it till I
I mean,
get
we
out
all
of here.
do it. Like even people who are caught, like I've always been cautious about it, but like, I mean, we all do it. We all look real quick or check something. It's when it becomes the habit that it takes over your driving attention is when it really becomes dangerous.
Really a problem.
I mean, I do have, I have the CarPlay, so like WhatsApp and text, like you can just press it.
Do it by
and reads
voice.
it,
Yeah.
But I mean, that's still not. I shouldn't be doing it.
No, not really. But like, yeah. So like that happened.
Did he get did they try to
So he
prosecute him?
got.
He didn't make it to court.
I've been on medical leave since that crash, which was April of 2020.
So
I'm
we're dealing
still
with like
actively
nerve
on medical leave.
damage, spinal damage.
So nothing structural
Okay.
at this point that we know got damaged. So it's all, MTBI that I'm dealing with, residual symptoms from that, post-concussion syndromes, all things like head trauma related.
Yeah.
So I have a headache 24/7, 365 that never goes away. And on like the pain scale of like, what's your pain scale from 0 to 10? It's always a 4. It has never gotten lower than a 4. But, like that first 2 years, it was an 8 out of 10, 24/7. And then in year 3,
You think you just got used to it?
I'm definitely used to it. And like, I've become used to it. I'm just like living in a constant state of pain. And like, when that's fine, like whatever, that happens. But that's not something I want to have in the line of work, like police.
Sure.
No,
No,
very
Like that's not a good look.
I'm
Are you
not
always
gonna-
edgy? Or not really anymore?
I have worked through a lot of counseling.
Kate, is
and
he always
therapy.
edgy?
He's gotten
wonderful.
much better,
Hold on, Kate, is he
he's
always-
really gotten better. He was
gotten
at
better.
first, of course.
Yeah, I was quite edgy and irritable when we first started.
Well, it
after
would be some of the things that he's describing, like some of the bigger things for like everyday life. Like he would be standing at the counter and just get dizzy and go right down to his knees, like out of nowhere for no reason. That happened every other day, at least. His vision was one of the biggest things affected. So with driving, like he can't drive more. I think it's up to like 40 minutes now.
about up to 40 minutes.
But at the
yeah.
time, like he can drive for more than
Is
10
it
minutes.
focus?
without
Like, do
getting-
your eyes
It's
shake?
the focus. So yeah, my eyes constantly shake. So like if you're doing like the DUI test, it's like follow the pen.
Fail.
I can't do it. Like, I literally can't do it. I could be stone cold sober, not have drank for like 6 months, and my eyes will still jerk following that pain. And like, but that's one of the reasons that we asked during those tests, like, have you had any recent head trauma? Because that shows through. Wow. So yeah, it's like those things, you know, and like that's something you need when you're driving. Like, your eyes have to track, and so like if it's delaying behind, like that affects that, and like that will increase my headache and make it worse. And like, yeah, like actual focusing on something will increase my symptoms. For a while, I couldn't cross my eyes like at all, and like that motion is still something. Whether you don't need to like fully cross.
Like as a kid, look at your nose, cross your eyes.
Yeah, like I couldn't do it. Like I would do it, but like I think it was my right eye wouldn't go in. Like my left eye would go. My right was like, nah,
so
can't
like
do it.
Ocular nerve or ocular muscle.
Yeah, so all that stuff was a problem. So I was in vision therapy for a while, and then I graduated from it, and then did some more tests. Like, all right, you need some more. So I went back into vision therapy. And now I'm doing that on the home plan. So it's been a long, arduous recovery process.
Was that 22?
That was
or you started seminar stack in 22 and that was
so
in 20?
that the crash was in 2020.
Okay.
And then we started training jiu-jitsu around 2022.
Okay.
Because that was around the time in that 2-year gap, like I was absolutely miserable because I was just in constant pain. I couldn't turn from the counter cooking eggs to put on my plate, turn from the counter to that, and I would just fall over from dizziness. Like it's terrible.
Wow.
I've been beaten into vertigo a couple times. I can only imagine. Because like even from like punches, like I had 3-4 weeks where like I would sit on the bed and think I was falling through the floor, getting up and like grabbing the wall. Like I can only imagine.
I'll have a lot of times where like I'm going to sleep and I'll lay down to sleep, and you know when you're drunk and you get the spins.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like I get that a lot of times before I'm going to bed. I'm like, oh my, I'm spinning. I like open my eyes and like sit up and like make sure, okay, I am not actually spinning. Let's try this again, and like lay back down.
Weird as this sounds, so like I found this out when I had similar symptoms: head trauma, ground and pound.
Yeah.
So your ears have like hairs with like little crystals on them.
Cilia? Don't they call it like cilia or something?
I'm always messing up, so I just describe it.
Okay.
But like if one of those hairs ruptures, you start to get even just one. You start to get vertigo, and if you get a bunch of them, you're on a boat.
All the time. Yeah.
And for weeks, I've had it twice. Like to this degree, I can't imagine if it was like worse.
Yeah. And so like when the first 2 years, like I was in physical therapy 3 days a week, and each session was 2 hours. And of that sessions, like 30 minutes of them was me laying on a table with them trying to reset those crystals. So it's basically laying there with my head off the table and here, they're holding it, they're supporting it, and they're turning it from side to side to try and get those crystals and those hairs to realign.
In the meantime, you're just...
And the whole time I'm just like, I'm wrecked. I couldn't get myself to the therapy appointments. I couldn't drive myself there. So, and then Kate was working at the time, so she couldn't drive me. So I literally had to call the station, and they sent somebody from patrol to pick me up from the house and take me to my therapy appointments for the first 2 years. I mean,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great, right? To have that ability, you know, and that's again,
or just the fact that they're backing you up and you're still on leave and you're still on file and not just like, hey, dude.
I have so many questions still.
Yeah, I'm
You
sure.
have the guy in the car.
Yeah.
Your partner.
My partner. Yeah. Right.
So how is he? Is he on the job, medical leave as well?
He was restrained. He was on medical leave. So the crash was in April. He went back to limited around September of the same year. And then he was on limited for about a month. So he was back on the road answering calls by November of the same year.
Okay. Damage to his ankle.
But yeah,
and
so
back,
like
I believe.
he had some back problems from the, you know, like the impact of going back
imagine,
and the impact going forward and all that. And then like he had knee problems and ankle problems from his feet coming up into the dash.
Wow.
But he has said to me on multiple occasions, he's like, I definitely rushed myself back.
Yeah.
He's like, I should have taken longer. He's like, I'm now dealing with this stuff. He's like, and because I've come back,
you can't go off.
He's like, you can, but it's much harder to go off when you go back. And so he's fighting that battle. He's like, I definitely went back too soon. He's like, I'm fine.
Fighting that battle with the department?
With the department, with legal, with medical, with workers' compensation, like all those things. It's a whole battle, you know?
Now the guy that hit you, what happened to him?
So he, they were debating on what to charge him.
Well, let's start with, did he get hurt?
He got minor injuries.
So he had to have his seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Okay, he had a seatbelt on. Because that easily is 70 miles an hour.
This moment, we probably wouldn't be having this specific conversation.
Probably not. Probably not. I would probably still be more messed up than my partner because the van hit more on the passenger side of the rear end instead of dead center. So I probably still would have been a bit more thrown.
I don't think I would have gone through the airbag the way.
I don't think I would have gone through the airbag the way I did. I don't think I'd have the level of concussion and TBI that I have. I don't think that my orbital would have fractured. Like those kinds of things I don't think would have happened if I had my seatbelt on.
I would imagine, I'm just going to take a guess here, that procedures change. Like if you go back and sit in your car, you put your seatbelt on right away. Is that a thing?
I mean,
has anybody thought about that?
That's what you're supposed to. That is the
3
procedure.
seconds.
But 3 to 5 seconds is like, I mean,
I wasn't in there for a long enough time.
3,
like it would have been like, close the door. Hey, how's the toe going? Oh man, we're gonna get hit. And like it probably like the time frame for me to close the door to get the seatbelt to plug it in probably
That's the
still would have
exact
gotten.
So that's already part of procedure anyway.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you're on the road like that, like you get
before
back
on
in
traffic
the
stuff, and you go up and you like talk to the person, you get the driver's license, registration, you go back to your car to write the ticket. You're supposed to buckle yourself back in because
for this reason,
for this exact reason. Yeah.
Do they? So the guy is that guy? So the guy not really hurt, or
the guy that hit me, he had some. He went to the hospital as well, but he had a couple like scrapes and bruises. Nothing really crazy with him.
Not drunk,
he was
not under the influence.
Not drunk, not under the influence. Just his whole story was that he was leaving his girlfriend's house in his work van to go to work, and just didn't see the lights.
He said that the lights were on the other side of the median.
He said that the lights were on the other side of the median.
Interesting.
like coming this for the other
like
way,
head on.
Oh, he
he
thought that.
assumed
Oh, he thought that.
He had thought that the lights were not in his lane, but on the other side.
6 in the morning, perception.
But here's the other chance. His girlfriend's very feisty, and she was mad at him for leaving for work on time.
Exactly. And maybe he was texting her.
He's like,
calling
babe,
her,
I'm going to work.
I'm trying to make the money, like those kind of things. Yeah.
Who's going to pay for those nails?
All right. So my next question is: do you guys have anything? I mean, not that this would have helped, but I am curious. What is it called down here? Like like a move over law?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
I mean,
And so
I know that's a turn, and it's not necessarily the same situation, but on the highway, I'm incredibly conscious of. I see anybody pulled over, I move over. Do you have those kind of rules?
Yeah,
is that
we've
like
had it.
nationwide at this point?
I don't think that was a law like back in our old people days, but it was just your dad goes, when you see someone, you get them.
Yeah, well,
It's just
now
common
it's
sense.
like law, move over. What is it? I forget what the slogan is down here. Slow down, move over, something like that.
Yeah, I mean
it's the law.
It's the law.
There's signs everywhere.
Yeah, we've had that for a while. And like I said, when they were saying earlier, when I was talking about how they've used my pictures from the crash to promote enhanced penalties. Before I was like one of the last incidents before they increased the penalties, and like they literally used this like, hey, this happened. This guy's still on medical leave. We need to fix
penalties
this.
like
penalties needed like
fines,
the fines, the suspension levels, like how much it actually will cost you. Because the guy who hit me didn't get charged criminally. He only got traffic citations. So he got like speeding. He got driving too fast for roadway conditions. He got move over
on his license and a $2,000 fine,
and like a 3-month suspension.
How do you feel? I mean, like, how do you feel about that? Like,
I don't know.
Like, is there enough? Was there enough evidence to say he's not to really dispute what he's saying?
There was definitely enough evidence to charge him with misdemeanors or felonies for like crashes involving serious bodily injury. Like he fell right into that mark. But the decision behind it in the county. There's a precedent when it comes to charges that you don't charge that felony unless there's some other factor.
Okay.
So like if he was drunk, he would have gotten whacked with it. If it was a stolen vehicle, he would have gotten whacked with it. If it was like anything else that's
they basically
outside
just
the
gave
norm,
him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You thought the lights were on the other side, so you didn't move over. Honest
you weren't
mistake.
paying attention. Here's your 15 traffic citations.
28-year-old kid going to work. You know.
Did he have?
You're driving a 5,000-pound vehicle.
Yep.
He wasn't paying attention is not a good excuse.
Yeah. If he would have been in a tractor trailer and hit me, he probably would have gotten the felony side because they're held to a higher standard. This is just a 20-year kill.
No one
that's also like
none of
that's
that.
Goes from a 2,000 pound count
pounds,
to 80,000. Like
what was his previous driving record like? Did he have?
He was fine.
Nothing stood out.
He had like one speeding ticket or something, like nothing crazy, like no big crashes before. It was a whole thing. So they threw the book at him when it comes to like traffic citations, and then in the hearing, the hearing was really frustrating. I'll let you take that one.
I was super grumpy about this.
Yeah.
Well, he's up there and he was so upset that he had potentially would have his license suspended. And he's like, well, I might lose my job if my license is suspended. It's like, you hit a stopped
killed somebody.
Cop car. So I'm sitting in the back and his lawyer actually did a wonderful job. Actually, the judge came out. He's like, do you see that woman back there? That's his girlfriend, that she has to drive him here because he can't operate a vehicle. And this is 6 months, almost a year after the fact. And he was so unapologetic. That's what got me. I understand that things happen. you're 28 years old, you have clean, like no one wants to see anybody ruin their life over something that was a clear mistake. But being unapologetic about the fact that you just altered somebody's life really sticks with
Getting me here.
It sticks with me. I mean, I drive him everywhere. It's been 5 years, 6 years. I'm a chauffeur. I didn't know.
How
that
are
I'd
you
have that
as
on
a
my
passenger
resume.
princess, though?
Me?
Much better than I am.
I'm a much better passenger
I
princess.
knew
than
he'd
she
find a
is.
way to insert joke here, Ben.
Do you navigator high
Oh
quality?
yeah, I do the whole
He
thing.
provides drinks.
Do you
snacks.
do you give her the hey so you missed your turn?
No,
I don't
she does that to me.
While she's driving?
No,
You've lost that.
No. When she's in the passenger seat, because she's been forced to drive everywhere. It's altered. Like
It's
before,
like
she
teaching
loved to
your
be the
child how
passenger.
to drive. Now that I'm in the passenger seat for these shorter trips, like just errands to the grocery store, or whatever it might be, like I'm like, ugh.
But it's like it's a child with brain damage that's now in the driver's seat. You know,
My
And
anxiety
like,
is through the roof.
so much
Wow.
worse. Yeah, but yeah. So like in that
Have you ever tried
recovery,
pot? Huh? Have you tried pot?
It's coming. It's coming.
coming.
The, the more
Edibles.
he drives, the more
Edibles.
I'm like, God, we got to do something about this.
Out of curiosity, I mean, I've heard through the grapevine, like, edibles, alternative medicine could be helpful for you. You're not allowed to do that.
I'm not allowed to do it. I'm still.
Has anybody talked to you about it? Like, you should be doing this, but you can't.
It's brought up a lot. I mean, because there is a benefit to it.
Has his
Yeah.
wife gotten drunk and discussed it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they've shown that like psilocybin mushrooms rebuild like brain synapse and stuff.
Yeah.
But you obviously can't.
I
just
can't
do
do it. Yeah,
puff
because
mushrooms.
even though I'm on medical leave and I'm not on the road, I'm still held to that same standard.
Sure.
Being a Pennsylvania State Police trooper, like I'm still that I could still be selected for random drug testing. I'm still in that market for everything.
Have you had a discussion with your own doctor about stuff like that? Have they brought any
No,
of
I
those
haven't
things
brought it
up
up,
now?
and like I don't think that would be a discussion until I return.
Hey fellow Jiu-Jitsu Dummies, think about this. How well do you know the people who are training your kids? Does your academy run background checks on all staff members, not just the owner? That's why there's Academy Safe. We mandate those checks, plus crucial U.S. Center for Safe Sport certification and concussion training. But we require even more. Our accredited gyms must also have defibrillators on premises, CPR, first aid, and AED certification, security cameras, verification of coach lineage and ranks, and business insurance. Don't guess. No. Demand safety for your family. Find an accredited gym at academysafe.org. Academy Safe, the highest standards in martial arts safety.
Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers write when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
Whenever that will be.
Can I say if you return?
I've been saying when I return because I
Okay.
don't like to do the if statement because that
Okay.
puts that bad
Yeah, I get it.
juju in the
It's,
world like of the if.
Yeah.
Like
Power,
trying to
the
get a-
secret, laws of attraction kind of thing. I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Have you gotten into like Eastern medicine, acupuncture, cupping?
So I'm just about to get into the acupuncture. So I went to a clinic down here in Florida. Absolutely fantastic. Cannot speak highly enough about them. They're called Shield of Faith missions. What they do is they take veterans and first responders and put them. They have a clinic called Be Resilient Clinic, and they're all about PTSD and veteran suicide and first responder suicide and how to fix that. And they do it through having these clinics with other, what they call warriors. And then in that clinic, they give you a bunch of other treatment options. So you do like group classes on like sleep health and nutrition and physical fitness and your psychological fitness and your social component of life and like all these kind of things. And they focus on that. And then in that clinic, when I went to, they brought up acupuncture to me. And that was the first time I've ever experienced it. And it was great.
Yeah.
And so it's now on the list. I actually see my pain management doctor next week. And so I'm going to bring it up to her there. It's like, hey, listen, I tried this at this clinic. Here's what they gave me. What do you think?
I have a client who she has to call it dry needling.
Yep.
It's acupuncture, but she has to call it dry needling.
No.
Oh, it's different. Okay, so she says, yeah, it's
very different.
okay.
Dry needling is like
with
I will do dry
the electrical stimulation.
So
and
you have acupuncture where they go in, you can do stim or not. Dry needling is like, so acupuncture is more like Chinese medicine.
Sure.
Dry needling is like more Southeast Asian, Thailand and stuff. They use a larger needle and they use it like a pipe cleaner.
Really?
They hit that. They find the trigger point in your that's messed up, and they like stab it a bunch of times
I haven't
to
done
help release it.
So I haven't offered. No,
I've had 15 rounds of trigger point injections to help with the whiplash symptoms.
Have you looked into stem cells?
I have not done stem cells. I haven't looked at either because I'm also in this spot in this recovery where I'm still under workers' compensation, so it has to be approved through that first.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
and then if it's
you have to
not,
go out
then
of
I go
pocket
through
for any
then
of
it goes
the
out of pocket for that
experimentals,
kind of stuff. You know, but then if I go out of pocket for this, that could potentially impact the workers' comp claim because they could be like, well, you're not getting better because you did this treatment that we didn't authorize. And then they might be like,
What a
we're going to stop paying for that.
catch-22.
Yeah. And so that's where I'm falling into this with this Eastern medicine stuff Eastern medicine, like with the acupuncture, with the
so like
with
your
the edibles
department
and
is
stuff,
like we don't believe in it.
It's not the department because like they're separate entities, which is also a weird thing. That could be a whole different episode to talk about that aspect of things because it's not PSP, it's workers' compensation.
PlayStation Pro.
All right, Pennsylvania State Police, but it's a different entity, you know. And so like while I'm blessed again to have doctors that were given to me by workers' compensation that are super on my side, and they have a really good team behind me with all that. Even my field nurse is super on my side. The one that comes to the appointment with me, I checked that Kathy.
Shout out Kathy. What's up?
Kathy. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just been a long journey, but like in that 2-year gap when I was like,
But if those doctors that you're dealing with through workers' comp, they say, hey, you should try that, you know, just put it on paper that's kind of the thumbs up, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where we're going. That's what these next appointments are going to be. Cause that clinic that I went to in Tampa, with Shield of Faith was at the end of September. And so I see my pain management one who does my Botox injections and does my trigger point injections.
Why are they giving you Botox?
Yeah,
So
this guy with
Botox
his
was
Botox.
Botox.
You don't have any wrinkles, girl.
I know. It was initially created for migraine treatment.
Botulism.
Yeah.
Really?
And then the added side effect of Botox is that it takes away wrinkles. And then so the cosmetology department's like, and there's no downfall to getting it if you don't have the migraines. It'll just fix the wrinkles. It's like, well, we could sell this and make so
Don't
much
they
more
also
money
use it for like for people who sweat?
I've done it for
a lot,
sweat
they'll
too. Like
actually put it in.
I sweat constantly. Like I got it for our wedding.
Yeah.
Because we got married in Barbados, and I was like, I don't want to be a groom that's just pitted out the whole way. So I got Botox.
Side note, since we're open that we both do TRT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I feel like ever since I've been on the T, I sweat more. I sweat more in my underarms, and I smell it. I smell myself that I didn't before. Like I feel like that's the one side effect.
The one thing
I don't want to like shoot something else to because I'm shooting. I'm gonna shoot this to shoot this.
That's like, I'm going to take uppers for my downers.
My
and downers
cardiologist
for
is
uppers.
already like, come in to do this shot instead of taking this. And I'm just like, no. I'm trying to figure out how to get off all the shit you got me on.
The number one thing I've noticed, I'm starving all the time. All the time.
Oh, that was me. No, I don't. No, I can. That hasn't been a side effect. But I literally was always like, yeah, I don't really sweat. And now I'm like, who is that? I'm like, oh, it's me. And I just really noticed like underarm sweat, which I just didn't have.
Now
before.
you are a man. Well, so how did you dodge the bullet of opioids? Like, I'm assuming you're in a ton of pain, at least early on. Like, how did you dodge that bullet?
I dodged that bullet because of the doctor is so anti-pain medication. Then again, that's one of the blessings that I fell into. Like, because I asked him about muscle relaxers because when I say like my neck and my shoulders were so tight, like I couldn't, my neck range of motion after it was like that. I literally couldn't go further than like 10 degrees.
This is something I can help you with. I have all sorts of neck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just for full disclosure, you said you were talking about Asian medicine, Chinese medicine. Your wife is from where?
My wife's from Taiwan. I've been overseas.
So she knows she does like these
she's
are
actually
like normal things for
she's
her.
the PA for like one of the best acupuncturists in Palm Beach County.
There you go.
So she was the first one who brought me to acupuncture.
Yeah.
You know, before that, I'm big on PT, muscles, you know, ART, chiropractic, all that. Acupuncture, very helpful. For me, it just hurt. But I always felt better after. Yeah. There was always like one needle, which was always in my most problematic spot where I was just like, get this thing out of me. It sucks. Oh my God. Yeah. But that's kind of why you're there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
I've wanted to try it. I've wanted to.
It works a treat. It's fantastic. My wife has, I don't feel anything, no problem. For me, just me, but I have a ton of nerve damage.
Gotcha.
So I'm like flared up all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
What should I do about that? Look at my pinky.
Oh, your
It's
pinky's broken,
click.
dude.
Oh, that it clicks?
Yeah.
They say like, you know, like
tape on it
people have the
before you
trigger
train your
finger.
gi.
The trigger finger. They say, well, you just have it with your pinky.
It could. So I did
I
something
get it
similar.
every once in
You
a
ever heard
while.
of Jersey finger. It's from.
I don't know that I
no,
want
it's
to
from
answer
football.
this. I feel like you're leading me
It's
down.
from football. It's the finger getting caught in a jersey.
Oh, okay.
And it like snaps a ligament or tendon, and you end up like this.
So it is.
I've done that before.
It happens in like it'll be like 1 month episode of both hands being really tight, hard for me to make a fist.
Do you have gout
And then
in your
this one's-
history?
No. Then that one. I mean, it happens on both sides.
Interesting.
Just the pinky?
Yeah.
Maybe like rolled the cartilage up.
This is hard. This is hard just to make a fist and then the open. That's not me holding it back. Like, and then
Maybe you tore the cartilage. You got something
because it goes back and forth. It's like, you know, I'll have it maybe like once or twice a year. It'll be in one or the other hand.
Well, we have a lady present.
We have to talk to your. We have to talk to you. We have to talk to your wife. I did go back to a chiropractor. I do believe in like you said, you were talking about turning your head. I drive and I'm just like.
Yeah, you're doing the whole body turn instead of
I mean, it's from jujitsu.
$35 cupping kit.
I realize that I don't have that problem today.
So like I get horrible migraines from like high neck like herniations and bulges, and a cupping once a week. Like,
did you buy like you have the thing?
$35? Got it
Amazon, right? I saw it on Amazon, and I'm like,
look at my shoulders.
it just looks strange. Oh, that are those red spots?
Cupping, yeah.
Oh, really? What is it supposed to like draw the blood to the area?
There's a more in-depth explanation, but
Should we call your wife?
Dr. Stark.
unfortunately, she's at work.
But
the way I look at I have an old labrum tear. It gets aggravated. When it hurts me, I put the cup on it. The darker it gets, the more like toxins.
Is it like a pump thing, or is it like a plug it in thing? Just
that's it. Yeah. If you do them classic, they put like alcohol, light it on fire, and it latches on.
And
I've never done it that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then there's some more extreme practices where they'll like poke you and bleed you out, like pull the bad blood out, kind of thing. I've never gone that far. I just use the
Real medieval there.
Is there anything that you've been able to like
Give you live
that would
leeches in
be
your kit?
not necessarily considered experimental, but are there things that you've done that you're like, yeah, they let me do this thing that's outside of the box, or it's just not like traditional medicine? Is there anything?
SOF had you do the acupuncture,
so
semi-permanent
SOF, the
acupuncture
Shoot of Faith
thing.
one did.
Semi-permanent.
They do one called
Go home with like a
might
thing
be
in you.
They have a thing called battlefield acupuncture,
Okay.
and it was designed literally for the battlefield. So it's acupuncture, but the needle is like very, very small, but it shoots in and it stays there. There's like a little cap on it, and it stays there for like
so
3
gives you
to 4
shoulder
days.
pressure?
Because then as your skin reheals, it just pushes the needle out.
Okay.
And so it's supposed to give you the benefits of acupuncture
sweat
for
needles.
for a couple of days.
Did it
like,
work?
That was, it was cool.
Yeah.
The weird thing with the Shoot of Faith
That
is,
helped
like,
with what? With the headaches?
with the headaches.
Yeah.
With the headaches. So like my headache is different than like your migraine in the back.
sure.
Like I get that one. So like it basically feels like someone has a vice grip on my temples.
Okay.
And it's just tightening it.
Yeah,
And
mine's
then
in my
as I start
eyeballs.
to exercise that, it'll get tighter. As I drive, it'll get tighter. As I do things.
Is it like the
that
more you focus, the tighter it gets?
The focus is my heart rate increases. Like any of those things will tighten that vice grip. And so like that's again not a good thing for police work.
So now let's we can come back to some of that, but okay, all of this happens. what is the seminar stack conversation? When does that happen? Why? Who thought of this?
Yeah, how do we go from this
yeah.
to that?
To that, right?
So Grumpy Eric,
Yep.
recently Grumpy Eric, after it is at least 2 years in, if not close to 3.
I feel like that's a T-shirt. Like, you know, it's a good jiu-jitsu T-shirt. Maybe a
Grumpy
rash guard,
Grumpy Eric.
like a character of you, like a version of you, like all grumpy Eric.
Grumpy Eric.
You know, the 8-year white belt.
That is hurtful thing to say about somebody.
I by the way, we have a never released. I have a hobbyist. It made me think of it because I did a hobbyist T-shirt or a rash guard with flow and roll, and it's a big gorilla, but it's just like Jesus. What does it say? It says something like hobbyist on it, and it's like the front and back, big. You know, just like like the guy says he's a hobbyist, but he's freaking jacked, like all the TRT guys. You know, but no, I'm a hobbyist. You know, I'm a jiu-jitsu hobbyist. But go ahead.
Yeah. But so he was getting depressed, to put it lightly. He was depressed. Like Eric's he worked out, does things like that. I have always wanted to try jiu-jitsu or some kind of martial art or boxing, and I wasn't allowed to when I was younger because my family felt like women shouldn't do those things. So
You're the second person in 2 months. Second woman. Rose Gracie said that she wasn't allowed to do jiu-jitsu. You know the Gracie's right. Yeah. Rose Gracie, Horian's daughter. Mm-hmm. The grandpa. No. Helio wouldn't let her do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, contact sports were not in my family's goals for me. So
crazy.
My daughter with CTE. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, but there was an ad that had come out for one of the local gyms, and it was like a starter program. It was 4 months. It was very reasonably priced, and they are marketing this Adopt-a-Cop program. So I looked into it a little bit. I was like, I don't know what this looks like. And it looked good. I was like, let's just go in and talk to him. So I brought it to his attention. I was like, hey, this is a program for law enforcement for this thing called jiu-jitsu. I was like, I don't really know what it is. Let's just go talk to them and see what it might be. So we went to our local gym. It was the Factory BJJ in Dillsburg.
They're now Dillsburg Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Primus.
Shout out
Primus.
to Dillsburg.
Yeah. The owner there, Jeff Colino, amazing human, walked us through things, talked to us about it, and we're like, listen, this is where he's coming from. He's a cop. He has all of these things, all of these injuries. Like, should we be here, or is this kind of out of turn?
Is this a good idea, or is this a bad idea?
And he pretty much convinced us.
You say, hey, bro, jiu-jitsu for everybody. He's for you, no problem.
I make it work. Yeah.
He's a no punch. He's easy, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much just like, we can scale it essentially to your injuries. And we're like, okay, cool. So we reached out to Adopt-a-Cop. Shout out to Adopt-a-Cop BJJ, which I'm sure we'll probably get into later. But
yes,
I have them at my gym. I'm an Adopt-a-Cop school.
Nice. So I'm program director for them now. Yeah.
Yeah, the event we're doing, they're raising money for Adopt-a-Cop and Academy Safe.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
and by the way, I'm trying to find that shirt while we're talking.
I'm also an Academy Safe.
I didn't just zone out and start texting like, okay, yeah, this is a great conversation, but I'm going to be over here doing this.
No, so we reached out to Adopt-a-Cop, tried to get him signed up in the program. He was denied due to actively being on medical leave, which makes sense.
Makes sense.
For
they want people on the road. You know, I was like, okay, cool, it's fine.
Whatever,
no
dude.
hard feelings.
The gym honored the
Come
rate
on,
regardless.
Mitch.
But yeah, the gym honored the rate.
Yeah,
they kept that
so we
$50 rate,
started-
even though it
that's
wasn't
the rule.
sponsored.
That's the rule. So when you're not Adopt-a-Cop school, your first cop
is
free until blue belt, and then you pick a new one. And so one cop is always free, which is fine, I guess, if you like cops. But you have to offer police jiu-jitsu at $50. Period. So
$50 a
that's
month?
the rule. Yeah.
It has been
It
updated.
has been updated.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
To what?
To what?
Because Kate is now the program director for Adopt-a-Cop.
You should inform me because they haven't called me or talked to
We
me
have
since
been
I signed
going
on.
down the list
we're going
that
down
we are
the list.
aware that
We're
the
calling
gyms have not been contacted for several years. So that is part of our project since we started on, is going
Okay.
through all of the affiliate gyms to be like, hey, how are you, friend? Should we talk?
We haven't talked in 3 years. Let's
Yeah,
have a
I do-
conversation.
I've literally called, messaged, be like, am I still on your program?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a problem. So we are working through that.
Okay.
You will get a call from me. We'll probably
Nice.
just talk after this
or
now.
or
But-
me, either one.
Oh, that's
Whatever.
true. Eric
But
does a lot of it. Anywho.
anyways, I applied, got denied for medical because I was on medical leave. Cool, whatever. They honored the rate, so we started training jiu-jitsu.
Started training. And it was interesting to start for sure. Because so my experience of my first jiu-jitsu class was I had no idea what jiu-jitsu was. And they used me as the uke because the woman who was training or teaching the class was female. So she pulled me as a female and was like,
And you're like,
get in my
I've
guard.
never done this.
Yeah, she's like, get in my guard. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I don't even know what is the goal of this. So the class was rocky.
Like
and
first day?
First day. I had no
Literally
clue.
first class.
no clue what was going on. So, and then we rolled at the end, and he matched me up with this guy, Sean. Love Sean. And I was like, I just want to let you know, I don't know what the end goal is for this. I was like, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing right now. He's like, this is fine. I'll get you. So we rolled. It was great.
There's my
There's the
my
Hobbyist.
flow. If you scroll, I think if you go to the right, you'll see the back, and then there's an ad for it.
I'm actually the model.
We
for
did
that
it all.
picture.
We actually had we he wants to print this and have this at his booth. We got to talk about it, but like, the Jiu Jitsu Dummies logo there on the one
That's awesome.
side.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway, I'm sorry.
we
Go
had
ahead.
that. We had that first class, and I wrestled all through grade school, and like
You
I've
look
always
like a
wanted.
guy who wrestled
I
in
always
grade
wanted to try mixed martial arts, but I just never did it in
Pennsylvania's
college.
unbelievable wrestling.
I know. Yeah. I'm not as good as Pennsylvania's credit is, but
Well, this is an international podcast, so we can cut that and re-say it.
Sorry.
so like I wrestled through, and like I always want to try MMA, try this stuff, and so when she brought it forth, it's like, yeah, let's do it, and I just didn't know how she was going to react to it, and like she fell in love with it almost more than I did after that first class.
It's empowering, man. It makes you feel like
it was great, and she's like, let's do this, let's commit to it, and I was like, absolutely, and like I remember after the first class, we got done, we got back to the house, and like we're having dinner or whatever, and I was like, dude, it's like cops need to be doing this. I was like, I don't think that they know about it yet, and that's kind of
This is what year is this?
This is in 2020.
23, I think.
Okay.
End of 22.
End of
early
22, yeah.
Okay.
In 2023. And we're like, so we started going more frequently, and we just like the whole thing that every time we get done with class, I'm like, man, like I need to bring this to the police academy. I need to bring this to cops. This needs to be out there.
So it's
for them
weird
to
because,
use.
at that time, being in this world, we knew like there was this push. There's always been this groundswell. As a matter of fact, like anytime our most viewed shows and downloaded shows are when we talk about law enforcement.
Yeah.
If we put the words law enforcement anywhere, like it's just,
Yeah.
people are looking for it. Yeah, they're looking for it on
We had some
podcasts.
of
They're
your
looking for
coworkers
it.
come to try classes.
Yeah. We brought some of the guys from
What was their overall
from our
sentiment?
SWAT
What
team
were
and,
people
like,
saying?
that was great. This will be awesome.
A
Never come
handful
back.
loved it. There was a handful that got smashed by some female blue belts and never came back.
Oh, I thought
I'm
you
gonna,
were
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
tell you.
love.
I'm gonna tell you the secret. This is the secret to getting people involved with getting police officers involved with jiu-jitsu. Don't bring them to don't bring them to a jiu-jitsu class first. Bring them to a jiu-jitsu seminar, like a law enforcement seminar, where they're showing like how to cuff, how to work with two people. I mean,
aren't those a pretty hardy investment though?
No. Like one
It's-
seminar, it's like maybe $100.
It's actually funny that you say that, because that is the literal goal and mission of what we're trying to do with Seminar Stack, is give them an opportunity to try jiu-jitsu specifically designed for their job, to then to get them to train
At a reasonable rate.
at a reasonable rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. It's funny. I went down to, so I know that you guys have BJJ. His Instagram is Zenkai. We had him on the show. I forget his name. He's one of the
Jason
owners
Resch.
of.
Jason Resch.
Yes. We had Jason on way back. He is the owner of
Invictus
Gracie,
Galileo.
but Gracie Baja. He's a co-owner, I think.
No,
Not Gracie
Austin.
Baja. Gracie
Henzo
Gracie Austin,
Yep.
where Gordon Ryan and Danaher went originally. They kind of like split the time. We had him on way back. So again, kind of understood this. Went to a seminar. I got invited by somebody else. His handle is also like BJJ Cops. He's here, based in Florida. Brennan De Oliveira.
Yeah.
We used to do like some of his graphics for him when he was traveling. So we got to know each other. And he invited me to one that he was doing in Miami. And I'm at that point I was a brown belt, I believe. And I'm in there doing this, and I'm like, for a jiu-jitsu practitioner, it's such a short leap to the cuffing positions. Like it's right here,
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is amazing. I mean, I'm not cuffing anybody, but just the ability as a brown belt to show that to a cop that comes in to train is valuable for me. I don't own a gym, but it's valuable maybe to my gym owner, my coach, to know that I could be showing this, helping people with this. Or if I'm always grabbing a new person. If he was a cop, I could be like, hey, look, and then you go like this and look, and you're in the cuffing position, right? So doing that led me to like, oh, again, if you bring a cop, I mean, it's happened. Men have come into the gym and a girl beats, brand new guy, cop or otherwise, comes into the gym. What happened there? Comes into the gym. Look at the force. Comes into a gym, and then he gets handled by a girl, and immediately, his ego gets the better of him. It's just like, I don't need to do this, I didn't really like it,
I
right?
have a gun. Yeah.
But yeah,
I was the
I got my
opposite.
taser.
I was like, if I get choked out by a girl, I'm getting married.
yeah.
Right there. Boom.
And how long have you been married now?
Going on 6 years.
Yeah. But I do think that that's for a cop, especially when they're like, yeah, I don't know. Like when I started jiu-jitsu, I'm not in law enforcement, but when I started jiu-jitsu, I was already in love with jiu-jitsu before I even stepped on the mat.
Yeah.
I wrestled a little bit in junior high, so I liked wrestling. Huge UFC, or grew up as a boxing fan, then found the UFC. So I was like addicted. And the first day on the mat, it was a family friend. The first day with my coach on the mat, he had opened up a new gym. He's like, what do you know? He's like asking me questions. And I'm like, well, I used to wrestle and I'm a big UFC fan. He just laughed because he was like asking me about my experience. And I'm like, oh, I've watched this on TV. So he laughed and continued and then proceeded to like tie me into a pretzel. And I left going, this is amazing. Like, again, I loved it before I was even there. And I left and I was just like, I knew that this was going to be my life. Yeah. I knew this was going to be part of my life. But again, for a cop, if you really want them to buy in, which is what you guys are doing, you got to show them how it's going to benefit them, putting them in your guard and doing like your transitions or sweeps or like, hey, look, you can get a Kimura from here. It doesn't resonate as much as like, do this and then look, you're in a cuffing position, or hey, look, this is how you work with a partner against the wall. And it's like, sometimes it's very obvious and they're like, oh, I do that already. I didn't know it was right there, or move my hand there, or, oh, I'm putting my leg between his legs and pulling his leg out, right? Like those little things. When I was so I went to that seminar, and in that seminar, there were resource officers. There were people, men, women, in shape, overweight, across the spectrum. And it was pretty much the same, like, oh, wow, I've never done a class full, like 20, 30 people. And these people had never even been on the mat to do anything jiu-jitsu related. And here's this guy, Brendan showing them this stuff. And it was just like the faces lighting up and realizing like, oh, I see what I'm missing.
This is very applicable.
And you would hope that, and the owner of that gym was a police officer. I believe he was the first black belt in Florida from way, way back. He has a gym down in South Florida. It was incredibly eye-opening for me to see them go, oh, I do need this. And you would hope that, like a percentage of people are going to leave and go, all right, now they think they know jiu-jitsu or they know how to do that. And there's a percentage that goes, oh, I need to do more of this. Yeah.
Well,
so,
grassroots of it is controlling somebody who doesn't want to be controlled. I mean, that goes for jiu-jitsu. That also goes for law enforcement. What are you doing when you're arresting somebody? You're controlling somebody who doesn't want to be controlled.
Yeah.
So not to see the connection between jiu-jitsu, for instance, is controlling somebody who doesn't want to be controlled, and like arresting somebody seems silly.
Yeah.
It's just a way to do that with applying the least amount of resistance to that person and to yourself.
I was thinking, I was walking my dog last night, and I actually had this thought. It wasn't necessarily related to us coming on the podcast today, but I think I had watched the video. I think I was watching this Moneyberg stuff and this whole like 3 black belt. Now he's saying like he got it in 4 years, and it's like, well, 3 years, 7 months, like
7 months.
Yeah, it's like all this stuff. So, I was thinking, I'm like, all right. Again, I'm a hobbyist. I came up with that shirt because I made the joke. People have told me to stop saying you're a hobbyist. I'm a hobbyist. I don't own a gym. It's not my career. I'm not doing competitions. I'm doing this for me. I'm not like, oh God, I'm going to be out on the street and I got to protect myself. I did it for me. I started when I was older, and if I've competed a little bit, but okay, there's like the hobbyist belt system, a little bit more time related,
3-year white belt,
right? And then there's the competition guy. Like I watched a 16-year-old training partner from my gym fight a kid that looked maybe 18, 19. And then at the end of the IBJJF event, he was there. I didn't realize he's one of the guys traveling with IBJJF. He was rolling up the mats, packing up. And I'm like, oh, this kid is basically a professional. He's going to every city, right? So my 16-year-old training partner is at an IBJJF event. He trains probably, like he helps with the kids class, and he's probably training 3 to 4 days a week. But this kid is a traveling professional. He's traveling he's going up to New York next, and he'll compete there. And then it's Atlanta to Jersey to Vegas at the end of the year. And I'm like, and again, it makes me think about, okay, you've got the hobbyist system. Okay, that kid was obviously not a blue belt. The other kid was obviously not a blue belt. So like, And then and then I thought about the police department, and I'm like, so if I'm a cop and I really want to fine tune my skills as it relates to jiu-jitsu, or again, ultimately controlling somebody that doesn't want to be controlled and cuffing them, right? That's the ultimate goal, right? If you put your hands on somebody, it's not to be like, okay, I'm going to let go of you now, right? Like a fight in a club, like I'm going to let go. You're going to be good. No, you're going to cuff them no matter what. Exactly. Right? Till you have a handle on the situation. So then I'm thinking, I'm like, there's got to be something like for cop. Like if I'm a cop, yes, I would love to train jiu-jitsu, but there are going to be cops out there to be like, I don't want to go roller. I want to do the things that are going to make me better at my job. And that might not, in their mind, it might not always be like the rolling around part, being in somebody's guard and stuff like that, or leg locks.
You don't get better at anything if you don't put effort into it.
No, okay.
Exactly. So if you're not training, period, you're not going to be good.
But I just thought about like, a lot of no-gis, you can probably speak to this better than me. If you've got a guy that's just doing stand-up and MMA, or you belt, he never shows up at gi. Are you giving him a belt? Is there a time that you're going to promote him?
No,
right?
No.
So like, what's the system I mean, does it really matter? But what's the system for that cop that's just learning cop stuff, like jiu-jitsu as it relates to police officers?
I mean, wouldn't that be like Jay Wadsworth's levels program?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay.
EFC,
all right.
EFC. Yeah.
EFC. Have you met Jason from Jiu-Jitsu 5-0?
Yeah. So we haven't met him yet, but yeah. But like that's the other thing we're trying to do with Seminar Stack too. Is like we're trying to bring those resources to light.
Yeah.
You know, so that way you can taste test all of these different training companies that exist. To go right to your point about like, all right, if you don't want to commit to a jiu-jitsu membership because for whatever reason you don't want to do it, and that's fine. You don't have to. You should still be looking at these other trainings.
Yeah.
And there's companies throughout the entire country that are offering that jiu-jitsu style training, and it's police jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
It's jiu-jitsu specifically designed.
You kind of answered my question too with like the EFC, right? EFC does have their levels.
But there's definitely like I forgot his name. I'm sorry. We had him on. He's in Chicago. He has a podcast, Man of the Law.
Yeah.
No, it's not Kerry. You're thinking of rectitude training.
I'll grab.
But he is a black belt now.
He is a black belt. Yeah.
He's a black belt. He's a cop. I believe he teaches specific LEO jiu-jitsu 3 times a week at his gym.
And he, at the gym that he trains in. I don't believe.
So like there are
John Thompson.
There are so many gyms now where you're black
he's in
belt.
EFC. He would gone through the EFC program. That was he'd been through the EFC. He traveled and did some
But
stuff.
even if you didn't go through and get certified by the EFC, you are a police officer. You know the rules of interaction with the public. And then you're also a black belt. You can come up with your own curriculum. You don't specifically have to use that one. Is it the most proven? Sure. But I'm just saying, not everyone's going to be into the same thing.
Exactly.
Rafael Rebello runs ATT Deerfield. He is a full-time police officer, and he's a 4-stripe black belt. If he has an LEO jiu-jitsu program, I'm going to look at it as legitimate.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am a fan of curriculum. I just happen to have been at gyms that have never had curriculums. But I'm a fan of it. At least my first school, like he had the Jiu-Jitsu University. Right? Who's
like Henner or whatever?
No, it's
blank that name. We don't say that here.
Well, Jiu-Jitsu University does. I mean, there's a book. And it's just like I used to walk in and my
has it on his coffee table.
My coach would be like this. Like I'd walk in and he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm figuring out what we're going to do today.
That's
like
insane.
That. And then he developed a curriculum where it was like, hey, you're testing. You need to know all this. So make sure you know all this. It wasn't like absolute. We're doing this on these days, but it's like, these are the things that you need to know. We're going to test you in December.
The general syllabus.
And then he really didn't go like follow that test, but you knew that you needed to know that stuff. But I'm a fan of the curriculum. So you saying like, oh, well, he's a cop, so he's teaching it. So that's cop jiu-jitsu. I would love to see it on paper. I think probably EFC is the one that I believe has, again, I don't know if they have they've got to have a paper curriculum, I guess, but he's the one that seems like he's really got this down, courses and levels.
And took the time
to take nothing away from the other guys that are doing it. But like Brennan, from what I read, like Brennan is more like, I'm going in to create awareness. He doesn't necessarily, I don't know if anything has changed, but he doesn't have like a curriculum or a program. I know he trains with cops, but it's not like what EFC is doing. Man, I saw EFC like last year in Scotland. They right? Did you have?
Yeah,
do you
they're
they were, I'm
absolutely
like, what is he
crushing
doing in Scotland? Like they got invited over. Everybody's in the red shirts and the
Yeah.
EFC logo. I'm like, oh wow.
With
I mean,
Seminar
this is
Stack,
sick.
is it only like LEO based presentation?
No,
or is
and
it,
that's the other thing too that we're trying to bridge that gap with the community. You know, like we will have police jiu-jitsu courses, ones that are designed for first
We also have
responders.
sport jiu-jitsu though, gi and no gi. Like Dylan Royce taught a really great gi course. He's from EFC. Then he went and
What's his
competed
name?
at our Dylan Royce.
Dylan Royce.
Okay.
He was a police officer outside of Philadelphia.
Okay.
EFC
EFC
instructor
and
active competitor in sport jiu-jitsu. So he did our gi seminar at Seminar Stack. And then we had a no-gi one. And then we had, a knife combatives one, martial blade concepts taught by a cop and an ex-corrections officer. All about how to battle knife fights,
So
And
just to make sure that we understand, Seminar Stack itself is a nonprofit.
no,
Are you a registered
we are not.
nonprofit?
We are
You're not.
for
Okay.
profit so that we can benefit wonderful nonprofits like you guys.
Okay.
yeah, so every Seminar Stack event will have a nonprofit beneficiary from it. And in our conversations about what that looks like, at least one of those nonprofits will be something that directly benefits first responders. And so that's where the Adopt a Cop one comes in for this one. That's when we're moving forward with planning next year's, like QRF might come to that spot because they work on first responders and veterans, and Shield of Faith Missions does first responders and veterans. Like those are all nonprofits that could benefit. But then we also, our love for martial arts, like is where Academy Safe falls in. Like this is also big. Let's spread the word about this. Like let's get that out there as well and help you guys get funds so more academies can be safer.
how would someone like myself, like I'm a decorated black belt, I've got a resume behind me.
Decorated, huh?
I mean, I'm from an illustrious,
You're
illustrious.
you guys follow him
American
by any
town.
chance? Do you
Not
follow
yet.
him?
Not yet. We won't.
MMA coach Ben, he won't say it as much as I will. The way that he's it's not like he's not filming and then it's like, okay, we're going to do this move, everybody. Like somebody is recording him while he's just doing his classes, right? It resonates more than I think sometimes the guy that's talking to the camera because of the way he teaches. Follow him. And I mean, from jiu-jitsu to stand up to kicks, like I think it's amazing. I think it's gonna continue to blow up. And he has a really good way of teaching. At least it resonates with me where it's just like foot here, hand here, do this, then you go here. Like I need that at least once or twice. I need to say, okay, now my mind registers it. I've heard it, I've looked at it, and I can picture where the hands and then like I'm the guy that walks around when the teacher is doing like the instructor showing
See from
something,
all angles.
and I'm like, I need to see where's that freaking hand. Like I'm walking around, and he teaches it like that, like So I think maybe it's also the way that my first coach taught was very much snapping and being like, this is where your hand goes, and like foot here, right? Rose Gracie was talking about that, about making the noise. And so you're seeing it, you're hearing it, and you're going, oh, okay, I remember the hand because of the noise, right? So you teach like that, so that resonates with me. Sorry.
But how would a guy like myself be able to contribute to a Seminar Stack, like as a presenter or whatever?
We're always looking at different presenters. So we only had our first official event this past August.
Okay.
So we are newer to the space, which is great because now we're meeting with all kinds of folks like yourselves to be able to grow it the way we want to grow it. How we have done it in the past is I harass people on social media until they answer me.
There's people out there that are like just willing to do stuff.
Yeah, they're like waiting for
Like Joe Rogan has at least 25 messages from me, just for awareness' sake.
When you were
I'm going to let you know he
telling
will personally never see them.
when you were telling your story, in my mind, this is the truth. I was like, he's going to be on Rogan one day telling this story because this is like a freaking amazing story to get hit by. Like between what you're doing and what you're and the story itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have gone around and tried to make contacts with people like yourselves to find different ways to add courses, intrigue. We started out, the way we got the instructors for our first seminar is it was completely volunteer based. We didn't have a budget.
Eric, this is when you know you're in Boca. I'm sorry. Look over your wife's shoulder. Wife? Wife now. Sorry.
I see.
You're in Boca. That's Boca Raton.
Yep.
She's ready. That woman's ready to fall over. But go ahead. I am very sorry to interrupt you, Kate. That was very rude of me.
I mean, I want to know if she falls.
She used to look like she was about to fall forward.
She looks inflated.
Somebody told me that one time when I first moved here, they go, listen, they grow the coconuts bigger down here in Florida. I am very sorry.
So pretty much we were looking for people that identified with first responders and wanted to help and also would do it for free. That's how it started. So in that, we're learning.
Mind you, if you're willing to do this for free, contact them.
Yeah, so we got hooked up with Invictus LEO with Jason Rush.
Okay.
He came out and taught an awesome police jiu-jitsu course.
And is he doing something on this next
He's
one?
done it every
He's done it
single
every
time
single
with
time.
us. Yeah,
Okay.
we love him. Him and Jay Gawker out of New Jersey, who's awesome. Very interesting human.
Yeah, they're fun.
He's a detective now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detective and does private security and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's also a BJJ brown belt. And, you know, when we were talking about the EFC levels, like the other side of another one that's like with EFC is C4C PJJ. They're also doing levels of like level 1 through 5 and then instructor.
EFC derived a lot from
them.
C4C.
They work
all kind
like
of
I think
directly
they work.
together.
Yeah. I
like
think I've seen
yeah,
them do
with
stuff
Chad
together.
Lyman, awesome humans. But it, like you said, the third degree of jiu-jitsu is like, so we met Jason, and then through Jason, our circle has just been going. Everybody knows everybody. That's how we heard of EFC. That's how we heard of some of our other instructors.
It seems like the LEO jiu-jitsu community is like uber supportive of the rest of the LEO jiu-jitsu
Well, it's
community.
still new for conversation's sake. It's still new to the space, so everyone's trying to push it.
But like even as competing businesses, you know, like EFC's a business. The other ones
Yeah.
we're talking about they're all businesses,
I
but
do-
they're still like,
I do
hey, I
know
might
a
not be in your
handful.
town. Go to them.
Exactly.
I
and
do
that's
know
what,
a handful of guys that throw a little shade at each other when I've had them on.
Oh,
The little shade thrown. Actually, the one person that threw the most shade has not been on the show, but I know him and was. But every once in a while, I'll get some message like, "Hey, this guy, they don't really know what they're doing." You know, like I've gotten that, believe it or not. But I do recognize that the bigger companies, the EFCs, the Jasons,
People that actually believe in their mission just want to support
I
it.
just want to support it. Exactly. And
So as far as trying to get somebody like yourselves and how to be involved, like honestly reaching out to us or us finding you via social media or through our website is the way to do it. So if you come to me and you're like, hey, I really want to teach this class next time. Cool. Like, let's
when's your
talk
next
about
event?
it.
We're like, all right, our next event is here.
We'll
But
start
we're
it
also
out.
open to bringing like what we can offer, you know, of the event planning stuff down to wherever you are.
So
Like,
Officer Danny sent us a question, and his question was, he said, first of all, he goes, "You know, I got to get in on this." He said, "What's the 5-year goal of Seminar Stack? What other states are you looking to expand to?" And then it says Florida, especially South Florida, seems like a good idea. So is that?
Yeah, so I'll start in saying, just taking the back half of that question is we're actually working with a company called the Patriot Games. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Okay. No.
They do tactical games, super fun. It's competitive. They do it all year long.
like airsoft.
Is that
kind
up
of?
by
no,
like
like
guns.
where?
live.
In Florida?
So they
Ammunition?
just had
Live
one
ammo.
in Palm Bay.
Like
they do it all
bullets?
over. Yeah.
Like you're having bullet fights?
We're not fight. No. So it's your
it's
targets.
competitions.
Target shoot.
Okay. Well, you said tactical games. So I'm thinking,
Did you guys have war? Is
like,
this war?
that's what like simunitions. I figure you were, we're like
I thought it was going to go to like
terrorist,
rubber
terrorist,
bullets or
cop criminal, paint
paintball,
clearing.
They have a
like-
series of different events
Okay.
throughout the tactical game. Some is CrossFit related, some is like a shoot house or different competitions. Based
Again, is that, and you said here in Florida?
There's one in Miami. There's one in Palm Bay that they had. Their championship is up in Georgia, but they focus a lot of their events in the Florida area.
Okay.
We're coming down. Their very first one for next year is in Homestead, Florida. So Miami area.
No, it's like the tip of Florida. Miami-Dade, but not Miami.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
like
Much further
Tiger
down.
King got his first tigers from a private zoo in Homestead.
in Homestead.
Homestead's like
That's probably why they chose it.
Like you've got Florida, and then you've got like Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so they're having that event in January.
So we are going to offer a free weapons retention seminar there with one of our instructors to provide to all of their attendees for free.
Who are you guys working with at like any? Do you have like people that do your graphics, marketing?
It's all.
She smile.
It's all.
So I mean, we could talk about this off air. You know, I own a marketing company. Anything that we could do to help with anything that you have going on ever,
Yeah.
I would offer that to you for free. You know, like the graphics and stuff like that is easier for us to do because, you know, graphics department, you send it over to us. Marketing, we specialize in local marketing for businesses. So like, I don't usually, let's do social media ads for this one event. We don't like to get involved with that because we're not pros at that short-term thing, right?
Yep.
And it becomes difficult. But if we want to have that conversation, it would be like, hey, let me, you know, like we put our name, like Little Black Belt Do I have a black belt hat on? Black belt digital marketing right there, right? So we put our little logo on the bottom of a piece or something like that. That's all we would want from it, but we would do it for free.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Yeah, it's
anything
really
we could
me just
trade or do or take off your
Fighting
plate.
with Canva right now.
Can I get in on this?
It's just me like doing my best.
You're already on everything that
I heard
Oh, no, I
you
mean
were going
about,
to come
like,
teach a class
making
for us
stuff.
for free. Did you hear that? I heard that.
I mean, I heard half of that.
But yeah, I anything that I have that I do, the podcast, we could leverage that as well. You have stuff going on. Hey, just send them my way with enough advance notice, especially if they're in Florida. Have them come in, and then we're talking about you guys and promoting. There's zero charge for that. It's content for us.
Yep.
Helps you guys out.
Absolutely.
And yes, I do want the exposure.
Yeah,
The content for the podcast. The exposure for Academy Safe, and then again, Black Belt is the one that's doing all this. I just throw this into the machine. My daughter works for the company, and she gets it done.
Yeah.
So you would just have a direct line to my daughter, and then you'd be like, "Hey, I need this by this date." Assign. The one thing like design is easy. We would discount anything that was like, "Hey, we want to print that, or we need a sign. We don't want to bring it from PA, like can we do it down there?" Stuff like that. We would just like discount the cost if you needed anything like that. But most of the time, the design is like the easiest thing for us to donate to somebody. Hey, we need banners for websites. We need social media posts. Can we cut this into a reel? Things like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, we'll definitely be in contact
definitely
about that.
need
Because like I said, we're coming down in January to run that. So we're trying to get Seminar Stack on the road. So to answer the 5-year goal question and then where are we looking to move it to, we're looking to move it to whoever needs it.
Yeah.
Or wants it or has interest in it or wants to be a part of the mission of getting continued training and fitness and wellness and health and growth for law enforcement. Let's go there, like whatever it is. And so like we're coming down in January to do that and linking up with Patriot Games and doing that one. When we were at the Patriot Games in September, there's a lot of interest about what we were doing, and a lot of the companies that were there supporting the Patriot Games were like, you should do one down here. And so outside of the South Florida area will probably be one of our next locations outside of Pennsylvania. And the other one is like New York and New Jersey, because they're really, really big into the police jiu-jitsu world and realm. And we made a contact with somebody at the New Rochelle Police Department who wants to have us bring that training to his police department specifically, and then we can get the other local agencies involved. So like that's our 5-year goal, is to be able to do that, to take Seminar Stack and use our network of instructors and take it to whoever needs it. And then outside of that, for 5 years, we wanted Seminar Stack to become a multi-day expo style event where one day is entirely first responders and the next day is like all of our sport, hobbyist, jiu-jitsu.
I was going to say, I saw one of your flyers and it was busy with what was going on. Well, I kind of assumed it was already like a 2-day
No, it's
thing.
a 1-day event. So like in August we had 17 seminars in our 1-day event.
How long was your day?
It was started at 7 a.m. and it went till about 6 p.m.
Or multiple events.
So
going
multiples
on
are happening at the same time.
Okay.
So if you think of it like an expo, like, I don't know what.
teaching a seminar at 7 a.m.?
No, we did a morning ruck.
Okay.
We did a ruck in the parking
Yeah, because
garage.
they're like, hey, can you teach at 7? I'm like,
Yeah. So we did like the morning.
PM, right? PM.
PM.
We did the morning ruck, and then it went from that. And then we had an all ages, all levels jiu-jitsu tournament that ran all day. And then in a separate area, we had our jiu-jitsu seminars happening on one mat, and then another mat was also
So you
jiu-jitsu
have like
seminars.
a proper convention
And
hall,
then we
4 or
have-
5 sections.
And then we had a free wellness seminar series that's completely free and open to the public. And then while that was going on, we also had speakers. And then we had a row of vendors and a bunch of giveaways and raffle items and stuff like that.
Did you
all
have
happening
like
at one time.
live podcasts or?
We were going
panels?
to have a live podcast, and that unfortunately fell through. But that is on the works as we move forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Oh,
yeah.
is that why you're messaging Joe?
Just trying to get us out there.
But I wrote a note to myself here on my calendar to add your logo to the Academy Safe website. Do we have like a logo scroll? So we'll add you there as well.
Have
Link to
you
the
guys
site.
passed your background check?
We have
Yeah,
not
we
done
should
it
do
yet,
that.
but that's on our it's on our
Not
list
a
to be.
requirement for our logo like our sponsor partners, but we do have. Obviously, you I think you'd pass.
Probably.
How about you?
I mean, I would hope so.
What have you got in your past?
Just the wife. We don't have to go through
We do. I think we talked about this. We do have a section like Tap Cancer Out is there. Academy Safe itself is there. So like we have a section for businesses. So we've told, hey, if you want to go through the process, you don't get an accreditation because most like a tournament like Tap Cancer Out, they're traveling into a city where we haven't vetted those people that might be working, but their staff is vetted. So we have them on there. There's a reason that I can't disclose of why they started the process, something that they're going to be doing and announcing. So once we can announce that, it'll make sense. Oh, okay, they did this because of this. So when that happens, we'll be able to talk about it a little bit more. But yeah, like just having businesses on there that say, hey, listen, we'll do a background check. Yeah, we're involved in this community, you know. Anything that you got, like if you have any ideas of how we could do stuff or you can leverage what we're doing, happy to discuss it. Man. So,
Absolutely. As we're growing rather rapidly, which is like great, we're trying to expand on the idea of what we're doing specifically with the annual event. Like it has a seminars, it's always going to have a tournament. We're probably going to have some kind of a ruck or obstacle course that begins the day. And then we're talking about ending it with professional fights, which I think is just the cherry on top.
I know a commentator, an awesome commentator. You know, he does the commentating for Combat Night. Just saying.
Why specifically pro? You would save a ton of money doing amateur shows.
Yeah, we just meant pro in the sense that it's like a
formed fight night.
Formed fight
Yeah.
night.
I want pro fights, but that's
More blood.
just because I think we want to be able. The reason I say pro is because I want to market it in a way to people that might necessarily be interested in jiu-jitsu or martial arts, but they'll go watch UFC or they'll go watch like fights, you know what I mean? So let's start pulling those people in. They see what else is around.
Yeah.
That's their draw. So.
There aren't many jiu-jitsu casuals where there are tons of MMA casuals.
Exactly.
So
Somebody
if
who's
one day
never
we do
watched any
jiu-jitsu,
jiu-jitsu
one
is
day we do
stupid.
MMA. You know, we have the best of both worlds. We satisfies both things. And the people who aren't coming for the jiu-jitsu fight, the next day they're going to come for the MMA and be like, oh,
I didn't know all this else was going on.
I think that's I believe I love the UFC. I think that One Championship has the best model to get jiu-jitsu, get more casuals, you know, understanding or wanting to watch.
They just
jiu-jitsu
offer more variety.
By just go. I mean, even Combat Night does it right, where it's like a kickboxing fight, but Muay Thai, but they don't do jiu-jitsu.
I mean, on a small, they do.
Oh, do they? Have they done
it's just a
jiu-jitsu?
small, yeah, combat jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
More like, one of the girls that helps the show, she runs Submission Grappler series, which is kind of like the Combat Night Cage, just jiu-jitsu, just combat jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
So I'm sure that's part of it, but
Yeah.
I think they are focused on things with striking.
Yeah.
You know, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, combat jiu-jitsu. I've seen them host all of them.
I've seen some cool stuff lately. I mean, not necessarily, this isn't like law enforcement specific, but like guys fighting in suits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right? Have
the
you seen
John
that?
Wick invitation or whatever.
That was it. Yeah.
And did you see the mat was 6 feet on the bottom, and then
It's got the pit
CJI
style.
slants.
Yeah.
It was like you.
What
had
do you
to
mean, like a
scrap.
pit?
Like
was it?
the pit, like CJI has.
Yeah, no, but you said 6 foot.
It was like the center
It's only
was
6
two
feet.
tatamis,
Okay.
and then the slants.
That's it.
You were
okay.
just getting it in
Yeah.
immediately.
Oh, like in a small,
You're
a
a
very small
captain.
area.
yeah, you
Oh,
had
okay.
6
Yeah.
feet and the
Everybody-
walls, and that was it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I like. Just I
Throw
when
that
I-
up right here.
I saw that somewhere where they were trying to come up with more clever names, and I guess that they like
The John Wick Invitational.
one was
I mean,
fantastic.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah.
yeah.
Well done.
like I think like suit jitsu or.
Have you seen card jitsu?
I've seen card jitsu too. Yeah, that's
We invented that in Fight Circus.
Yeah. Your guys doing something in
Dude,
Vegas,
they
right?
did Vegas
Did
last
they do
week.
it already?
2 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the big breakdown. I'm
Okay.
upset I wasn't able to go, but I was at a business convention, so I couldn't go anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what Fight Circus is?
No.
Oh
It's like-
my god.
It's like I can't. You go ahead. Describe
Fight
it.
Circus. So my friend John Nutt.
Not a seminar stack
No.
thing.
My friend John Nutt and I worked with Dare Fight Sports in Bangkok. Dare ended, we started Full Metal Dojo. Well, he started, I was support. Full Metal Dojo turned into Fight Circus. So, like, we had one super heavyweight world Muay Thai champion fight 370 pounders with a backpack full of money on his back. And if the 170s could steal the money, it was their money. If he
my
kept it,
gosh.
it was his money. We had Indian leg wrestling world championships. This side of the bracket, girls. This side of the bracket, lady boys. They do Indian leg wrestling.
Oh my gosh.
We've had little people fights. We have
The one that stands out to me is that guy, right, is in a suit.
Yeah.
Is he fighting 3 midgets or there's 3 people, period?
two 145ers. They're brothers. They're
Okay.
literal siblings. It was basically we'll take a heavyweight and 2 small guys, see who wins.
This reminds me of that fight that with is it Eddie Hall fought 2 dudes in the ring at one point.
So all those Russian shows were taking the ideas from us. We were putting a show out, and then 3 weeks later, they just put $1 million behind it and made it huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We did Lethwei in a phone booth.
Lethwei what?
Lethwei is Muay Thai with headbutts without gloves
Oh,
Wow.
my God. In a phone booth.
in a phone booth.
I have
Women
seen-
specifically
Where
was
did
our
you get
first.
the phone booth? That's
So strangely enough, in Bangkok, there's a road called Nana, and there's just an old British phone booth that's on the sidewalk. I lived there 14 years ago. And when John had this idea, he just went around. There was no owner, so he took it. Like
the phone booth?
cut it out of the cement.
It wasn't a working phone booth?
No, it's just a British phone booth. It had a phone in it,
okay,
but
okay.
it'd been dead
That's
forever.
fantastic.
no
Took
one
it.
at any point in time was like, "Hey,
It stopped him? Or
What you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he specifically took it himself, but like he made because it was in like the nightclub district, and he is a big party promoter, so he like knew everyone, and no one had a claim to it. So he's like, "Cool, we're using it."
This is ours now.
Yeah, took it, put it in the backyard of one of the clubs on like fake grass and a tiki bar, and was like, "Ladies, beat the shit out of each other."
Wow.
my God.
But it was too small; they couldn't get anything good off, so they had to build one out like a foot bigger,
Yeah.
so you could have a little room.
I've
to,
seen the one like there's
actually
like,
hit
it's
people.
like cameras
Yeah,
inside.
yeah.
And,
That's crazy.
This world is absolutely nuts.
Go check out Fight Circus.
So we're gonna do. Do you guys have anything that you want to add that we didn't talk about? Because we're gonna go to our drill down. But anything that we didn't touch on? I know that we could probably talk for hours about all of this.
Yeah, I think the thing is we've got our short stack event coming up on November 22nd. That's at the Hollywood Casino in Grantville, which is basically Hershey,
November
Pennsylvania.
22nd. Right?
So how is a
November
short
22nd.
stack different than the seminars?
So seminar stack, has the ruck and the tournament and 17 seminars and 35 to 50 vendors and all that kind of stuff. Short stack has a ruck that leads into the tournament, and the tournament's done. It leads into 3 seminars. So it's like all you can hit all of it. It's not all happening at one time.
Gotcha.
And then vendors will have we'll bringing the vendors down to a smaller
5
amount.
to 10.
I'm gonna have a table set up.
Yep,
Absolutely.
Academy set up a table there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of our seminars are going to be focused on first responders, open to the public, but focused on first responders, and they're all certified through our state, so they'll get additional training credit for them if they attend.
Yeah, they're
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's on November
awesome.
22nd. So check that out. That's the one trying to raise some money for Academy Safe and Adopt a Cop. And then back to that 5-year goal that we wanted to mention is like when we say multi-day, we also want to move it into like a large metropolitan, like, be like in New York City or in a Vegas or in a big city instead of like, central Pennsylvania area.
Fort Lauderdale.
And then we want to, Fort Lauderdale or whatever it might be.
Let's go to Limerick.
And then we want to be able to raise $1 million for our charities at that 5-year event.
When I saw the
That'd
first
be
time I saw the last one that Rob went to, it said like Hollywood Casino, and I'm like, they're coming to Florida, cool. Like just drive down. Like, oh no, I'm like, what typo? What's this typo here?
I kind of feel like because what you're doing is not, I guess, the like it's not Gordon Ryan coming to town. I would almost think it would do better in the smaller towns. The community is tighter. The LEO is more prevalent. People, there's more community, and in theory, thusly, you would have an easier time combining.
Yeah.
And I lived in like a little nothing town in Connecticut. It wasn't weird to drive 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes
you're
to
right.
go and do a thing.
right.
Where
Yeah.
down here, like I lived in Tamarack, and I had a Publix 2 lights away and a Publix 1.5 light away. But one I had to take a left, and the other one I could take rights, and it saved me 3 minutes. And in Florida, you live that 7
it.
minutes. 7. I'm gonna. Ugh. It's so hard to get people to do stuff because there's also so many options.
Yeah.
So almost like a Port St. Lucie, a Fort Pierce might be a way better place than a Fort Lauderdale.
We love the idea too of taking, bringing the event to venues that aren't set up for like expos. There's something to be said about like our venue was cool because it was like the tournament was in this room behind a restaurant with a black ceiling and it was separate from everything. So it didn't have that like stadium, high school gymnasium feel and like, oh, this is cool. Like, so it was really cool for the kids. But like, this feels like our own private room to compete with each other. And then you walk up the stairs and it's this gorgeous horse track raceway where all of our vendors are and our speakers are sitting there and you're looking at them speak while looking at the mountains of this racetrack. And then our banquet, where our seminars are up on a separate floor of banquet room. So taking spaces that, you wouldn't typically see something like this at, and then us morphing it into this, like, is also something that we're looking to do.
pretty cool.
And that's something that like will come up in those smaller towns that are closer. So like when we say metropolitan area, we want to be close enough that we can potentially pull those people who like, oh, well,
From Philly,
from Philadelphia,
Jersey.
like they're like, they don't want to leave Philadelphia. But if this is just outside of it,
Yeah.
they're more likely to drive that 40 minutes instead of that 2 hours to Hershey.
The one I didn't educate. What is are you doing Seminar Stack full time? Do you have a regular 9 to 5? Do you have a life outside of Seminar Stack?
Having a life
There's
is
job.
Very little life outside of Seminar Stack. I do have another small company that I run with my parents. We sell air and surface
You
purifiers.
did tell me that on our call.
Yeah. Outside of that, though, nope. Seminar Stack is more life now.
And
So-
and
And Adopt a Cop.
and Adopt a
And
Cop.
Adopt a Cop. That's right.
Okay.
Adopt a Cop. Adopt a Cop. I am now the program director for. It's part time. Eric volunteers heavily because he speaks cop, so that's super helpful.
Oh, talk cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just something about when they call majority of them are men, and speaking to another cop just goes a long way, especially when they're trying to make themselves vulnerable for something like training.
Yeah.
So he helps a lot with that. I do a lot of the admin.
Is it mostly grunting?
Yes.
You know.
It's a lot of the well-us or the excuses, and you have to navigate that.
Ben, how are you posting? You're sitting next. Have you been posting? Ben
No.
Stark, YouTube.
No,
Is this not you?
no. I have some autos,
Yeah.
scheduling, you know.
All right. So at the end of every episode, we do we call it the drill down. Bo will,
drill down.
Bo will insert
The drill down.
right. So this is like the most commonly asked questions that we would just like everybody asks these questions, like listeners. So we put them all together. We'll run through some of these real quick. You can both answer. You can elaborate if you like. We've got about 15 minutes, so we can elaborate, or you can just give one word answers, whatever you guys want to do. So, okay, the first question is preference: gi or no gi?
I prefer no gi, but that's because of my wrestling background.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer gi, and it's specific to the fact that I feel like I can't get grips because I have like freakishly small hands.
No, you don't.
Dude,
Those aren't small.
Not the hands, it's the wrists. Her wrists are like, they're just itty bitty. You know? That being said, so I prefer no
I
gi,
need to
but
train no gi more, is what it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay, so
Be a purist.
takedown or pull guard? What's your preference?
The wrestler wants to pull guard.
Yeah, right.
I probably pull guard more often,
probably
but
pull
it's
guard.
just a lack of training. I think I would like to do more takedowns.
Okay.
I enjoy it, but
Yeah,
I just am not well versed.
I enjoy the takedown portion, but with the how limited we have to specialize my training has to be, like I don't ever start standing
Yeah,
up.
I think this is
Because, like, there's
specific
too
with
much-
us because I am Eric's only training partner. So taking him down is challenging.
Okay.
Like when I train, I get smashed and he leaves feeling great. So
Okay.
That's right.
So, is he gentle with you?
no. We don't believe in
Oh,
that. We
roll
believe
out.
like we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like but when I train, like I have to be very selective with who I roll with.
I'm assuming
if
you,
I even
you
roll.
pretty much only
Do you
drill.
I
ever-
pretty much only ever drill. I do the techniques, I do the drills, and then as I start to get more comfortable with the gym, and like we'll maybe live roll with the owners and like the black belt instructors because they're very good at flow rolling and not going crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like when we first started.
Do you
like,
find
I
when
was-
you like jostle about, like it messes
I don't
you up?
when I skip half of the warm up because I can't do any of like the forward backward rolls. Like I'll do like 2 break falls, but like if I hit to 5, like I'm like, all right, I'm done.
I don't do those
You
either,
know.
just because I'm old.
But
Man, the
yes,
best
like,
part about getting your purples and brown belts is like, all right, warm ups. You're like, I'm gonna.
You stretch over here.
fine.
There's a reason for it now. At 52, there's
Yeah,
a reason
buddy.
for it.
You guys are still young. Just wait.
How old are you?
34.
Oh, you're a baby.
38.
Oh, you. She likes him young, huh? There we go.
Hey.
You guys are
Her
still
whole
babies.
family. Her whole family
All,
does.
yeah. All the women in my family like him young.
Yeah.
They're more malleable.
You guys.
They're moldable.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys. My daughter is 32.
Okay.
You said 34?
34. Yep.
You could be my little boy.
There you go.
Cute. Look at that.
Do you guys want to have a cuddle?
Yeah. No.
Big old squeeze.
All right. So, favorite submission. Oh, let me go back there. Favorite submission.
Head and arm triangle.
Okay.
Ezekiel.
Really? You like the? Are you top and bottom? Can you get it?
I
Like,
can't get
from
it
the bottom.
I can't get it from the
I can't
very
get an
often.
Ezekiel joke.
Yeah.
I got big fat
I feel like
hands.
my hands.
I have freakish
Just
response.
small hands and
hey,
wrists, so it just slides right in.
My hand. I don't know. Like again, my
So-
hand isn't strong this way. I'll have to put it in a fist, and I feel like
This
I
is
don't know
my
what's gonna
when
really-
I'm doing Ezekiel. 1, you can use your thumb as like a cheat, but 2, forget the hand. Just like weird knuckle palm it and just turn it into like a really mean punch choke.
Okay.
Girl.
So you. Oh, instead of.
So you
of
hit
grip-
this. You get your sleeve, but instead of trying to thread it, just take this and stick it in
But
your neck.
even just grab. You're saying
Yeah,
the
you
thumb
can.
in.
I learned that from a Henzo trick. He just goes, grab your thumb. You have way more
Versus,
mobility.
like, getting-
because my wrists don't like this.
By the way, I've been watching a lot of Henzo stuff lately. He has so many like little, just like trick, little angle.
You ever have trouble triangling
Boom.
a big guy?
Yeah.
Like, he showed one. You grab your ankle, post your knee, and walk your shoulders back,
Yeah.
and they fall into your belly button.
Yeah.
And they
For a
Great.
triangle.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
perfect. So good.
He's a great file. I don't know if everything, I follow him more on, I see his stuff more on Facebook. I don't know why. I just wind up seeing stuff on Facebook, but he's got some great stuff. And it's like 15 seconds. Okay, do the choke like that, you know. And it's just like, I never knew that if I just move my hand,
Do you
just
know the
one last
plastic
time.
bag choke?
Yes, that's one of them. That's
It's like a reverse Ezekiel.
Okay.
So instead like Ezekiel.
Buckle
where
up,
it's like-
Eric. I'm getting all kinds of
Think about it. So your normal Ezekiel's here. The plastic bag choke's here, and like pummels in off the grip.
Okay.
Oh.
It's cool. I'll send you videos.
It is,
DM
if you
me.
just follow Henzo, it's like one of his most popular, like
Yeah.
it's recurring. It's like it always comes back. You will see it. You'll get retargeted with it if you follow him. So it's really good.
just a grab like this.
It's just like, how do I not, like, it just looks so simple. It's like, that can't work. And then you see him
it's
do
so
it. And he's
good.
like, choking guys like, you know. I also like, I would say for beginners, just this is I've spoken about this a lot. Jason Scully, Grappler's Guide. You can find Grappler's Guide on
Old
YouTube.
school.
He's also got, he started a new channel that went back to his roots. It says like Jiu-Jitsu in Minutes. And what he does is he puts out a video of like 45 chokes in 4 minutes. Like, but he's going through them quick. For me, it was like, I'm not looking to do an instructional. It's just like at black, it was great for me at white belt, but at black belt, it's even more valuable because I'm like, okay, I kind of have my way, but I'll watch a whole video and I'll pick out like 2 or 3 things. I'm like, I'm always in that position. Or he shows something that like, that's like my go-to position. And then he shows a choke that I didn't even know or a move that I didn't even know. So it's good. Like I throw it on, I have a coffee, I can go someplace. And then all of a sudden, like it's like move after move after move. He cuts it together so that it's not like instructional based, but he's a great follow. You can Grappler's Guide. And then he started with doing the jiu-jitsu, like 50 moves in X amount of minutes, right? So that was like his go-to. He has a membership site called Grappler's Guide. It's like I paid $99 for life, and it has like famous people doing instructional, so it's like amazing.
Okay.
But you can get enough out of just the YouTube and his videos like that. Again, it's great to be like, throw it on, go make a coffee, come back. Oh, that's cool. Go do something. And that's like, I'll have it on usually before an open mat and I'll like pick something that I want to work on. It taught me so much at white belt. And then again, now I'm like using it for like I found he did a K-guard video and I'm like, I'd never done K-guard. And I'm like, I could do that. I'm always trying to go get I'd never done K-guard ever. Do you know what K-guard is?
I know what it is.
We know
You know
what
what
it
it, oh,
is.
you know,
We've heard of it. Yeah.
Nobody's ever
Also,
taught it in a class that I've been in.
When I
ever.
started playing with it, it didn't have a name. It was just a thing you did when someone
Yeah.
stood up. And now it's like a thing.
Yeah. So like, but nobody's ever been like, do this. And I watched the video. It was like 45 different moves from the K guard. But it's like, I go, oh, wow, look, I'm there all the time. I didn't know that I just have to put my foot under his arm or something like
half
that.
guy.
Anyway, okay. So music during rolling. Do you prefer music during rolling or no music? Do you want it silent?
Absolutely.
Music? Yeah. What's your go-to?
Romantic?
What's your go-to? If you can control
control it.
what's going to be on, what are you listening to?
Like Shine Down Radio.
Shine Down Radio. What the heck is that?
It's the rhythm of the night.
Like that? No.
Wow.
Or is it like rock? There's
Rock
like
music.
rock.
Yeah.
music,
Rock
yeah.
music, yeah.
You too?
Same thing.
Same.
But like harder.
Harder.
Like
yeah.
death metal.
Well, I mean, that's what I listen to on the regular.
Yeah.
But-
like when you're calming down.
Yeah, when
Death
I'm calming
metal.
down.
Yeah. Has your music preference changed after the accident? For like, do you use it like soothing? I change my music based on my current state of mind.
Not really.
If I'm working out, walking the dog.
I have a playlist that I call Anthems that is all about like motivational things. Like if I find myself getting into a deep spot in the injury, I'll just like listen to that and it's like, it brings me out of it. It's like, oh, okay, that's right.
So
I am better than that.
This brings up a question. Sorry.
No.
Head trauma.
This is a talk show. You're allowed to ask questions.
Head trauma as it relates to depression. Did you find that with your TBI that it affected like how you functioned emotionally? Like from who you were before? Were you sweeter before? Were you meaner before? Were you?
Well, that's a question for Kate.
I found that it whatever emotional like person you are, whether you are or you aren't, it cranks that And so I was an emotional person. I am an emotional person, and with that injury, it made all those emotions so much more.
Yeah,
so
can confirm.
I was
It's like being a teenager again, having your first girlfriend.
I was breaking down, crying for no reason on the regular, and like just it escalated all of that.
I call that Thursday.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So yes, it did.
Yeah.
It directly impacts your emotions.
In this moment, like, do you still feel it and you just go, okay, I understand that I am dialed up, or you're like, it's under control?
I feel it's dialed up. I feel it being dialed up. I think
But you can see it and be like, let's act normally.
I can see it coming, and like we're really good at communicating. If she sees it and I'm not feeling it, she's like, hey, like you should go take a beat. Like, she's like, or she'll be like, hey, did you take your Nurtec today? And I'm like, no. She's like,
what's that beat? When you take a beat? What is that? Like, go for a walk?
Go for a walk.
Take a deep breath.
Go sit on the couch and like watch an episode. Like, get away from whatever you're doing because
Do
it's
you
not
use nootropics? Brain vitamins,
like Alpha Brain, like On It has Alpha Brain, things like that.
Magnesium.
Animals? Do you have pets? Like, do you have a pet? Like, I know my
dogs.
My dog jumps on me, and I'm just like,
What
you
kind
little
of
son of a gun! You got. Sometimes I almost feel like he knows when I'm like stressed
Yorkie
out.
poo?
He comes up and he'll rub himself on my, like, right? I mean, it's helpful, right? You know,
Yeah, we got 2 dogs. Mine is a mutt of some kind. We were told we rescued him. He was supposed to be a Rot Lab. He's not. He's a. Well, his DNA said he's a cur and boxer.
What
but
the
he's
heck's a cur?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He basically looks like a Doberman.
He's a hound.
yeah, okay.
He looks like a
Cur is
Doberman.
like a wild dog. You hear it in like, you cur.
And then Achilles.
Yeah, I have a Rot Husky Lab. He's just a big
Rot-
old bear.
Husky,
He's a Ruscador.
skinny, wide,
Husky lab.
blocky.
He
he's
looks
got
like a furry Rottweiler.
I got you
with
guys.
lab
He's got
ears.
longer hair and he's got a tail that curls up a bit, but he has the Roddy colors, a square head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you beat. I have
a
a
bear.
American Pit Bull Yorkie Chihuahua.
Wow.
Wow. Just a
How did
short
that
stout.
happen?
I don't know.
Where
We
does
did
he
the
live
DNA
in?
test. That's what
Oh,
came
boy.
back.
All right, let's go through these last few questions. So I was talking about watching stuff online. Do you guys watch like instructionals? Are you
So
like watching YouTube? It consumed me at white belt when I first started.
So I don't think we don't really go down the YouTube route. We're part of Josh Saunders' HBU coaching system,
Okay.
and so that's all about. It's like a super easy thing, and he talks a lot about like mindset and training and like how to go about your training. And instead of focusing on a technique, he's like, try this. He's like, go to this training class. He's like, and start all of your rounds from mount and just focus on rolling your body up and just like make that your thing for the day. And so it's all that kind of stuff. And it's like how to use this as a fundamental to
Oh,
increase the techniques.
he's got
HBU
the
coaching.
accent. He,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's Australian.
Yeah.
I'm just watching his stuff yesterday, and I was like, why doesn't he have his name there? And I'm like, I didn't even know his name, but I know I see the HBU.
It's Josh
Yep, that's
Saunders.
Josh Saunders.
He does a
Yeah.
lot
So
of like watching videos.
Is he related to
reaction
Greg
videos?
Saunders?
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah,
But
he's
we watched
a
that a lot.
guy.
He actually donated $500 for our first responder bracket at
For
our
a
tournament.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Had you met him, or you
No,
just it was
just
just online?
online. Became a part of this thing, and I sent him a message like, "Hey, we're hosting this seminar. We're having this event in November. It's benefiting first responders. Like, I don't know if you want to send some merch that we can give away, whatnot." He's like, and we told him we had a tournament, and he's like, and the first responder bracket. He's like, "What's the pot for the first responder bracket?" And it's like, "Well, the tournament company usually has $500." He's like, "I'll cover that."
Very
So
cool.
he sent over $500. So there's a minimum. So if there's only 2 people in our first responder bracket, they are fighting for $500.
He is. He got his. He's a black belt under 4 years. Cool. So he's been, but he's like
He's
very accomplished.
Yeah, he was a
Jiu-jitsu
professional
So he
rugby
wasn't
player
paying
prior to-
$7,500 for a podcast.
No.
I'm just saying, Mr. Moneyberg, if you
All right.
want some more legitimacy.
All right. Last couple of questions. Are you watching like UFC and BJJ and
regularly.
UFC
Regularly.
BJJ now?
Yeah, we do that a lot. We host watch parties at our house.
Yeah.
We're really lucky. Our new house has like 25-foot high ceilings, so we project the whole thing up
Okay.
into like a
So
big
like
screen.
during like
Fancy.
ADCCs, we'll like throw UFC up on the projector, and then the TV will have flow grappling on it, and then our
I've
second
done that.
TV will have like ADCC trials on it, and so it's like just like all fight games.
In
This
the
is
last
living room.
studio, I had, well, not my last studio, when we were shooting at at Bose in Miami, we had 2 TVs in the corner with our logo scroll. By the way, we forgot to put up the logo scroll. Now I'm just realizing it. We normally have a TV with the logo scroll, and we had 2 TVs in the corner. And then when we moved to a studio, I just had those TVs in my house. So I would roll a TV. It was on, they were on these little stands and I would roll one up, plug it and do the flow grappling and then watch the UFC or I'm not into other sports. So like if other things, I didn't care. So it's usually UFC and jiu-jitsu. Ultimate goal with, let's say, normally we're asking people your normal ultimate goal in martial arts, but ultimate goal for Seminar Stack.
Seminar Stack, we really want to be able to make first responder additional training like commonplace.
Okay.
We want people to be aware of the resources that are around, that when they get out of the academy, they start their careers, that they're aware that they should be doing additional training and where they can find it and not have to go down this deep hole or have somebody, beat them up to the point where like, oh, I should probably do more. So making the awareness, spreading it more, and then being able to really bring light those impactful nonprofits like Academy Safe, like Adopt a Cop, like these things that are out there for people to be able to use. I think that's the ultimate goal is what we want to do, is provide that training and resources to people.
Very cool.
My ultimate goal outside of Seminar Stack is to get back to work.
Yeah.
To get back onto the road. It's my job that I love. It's my passion.
Yeah.
But the Seminar Stack is the first thing that's hit a potential career itch for me that isn't police. Like I used to be excited. I was excited to go to work.
But if you could combine
I
this,
could combine the two, and if I can get back to work and work my shift and then come home and help plan these events and then,
what about like teaching in an academy
teaching, at the events and like bringing forth.
But how about like in the police academy though? Is that no?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I like to teach. I think I would teach not necessarily at the police academy, at the state police academy, only because it's more of a military academy. It's a live-in style there, and like that's not my vibe.
Okay, I gotcha.
But I would love to teach at a different capacity inside the state police because that still exists. So yeah.
All right, last question. Very last question. Do you or do you not wash your jiu-jitsu belt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Regularly, actually. Mine's hanging, drying.
Because
because I sweat.
You're supposed to, and it gets dirty.
People are gross.
Yeah.
You wash it. You're a washer.
We've talked.
Okay. All right. I forget because everybody has like, well, I wash it once a month, this or that. All right. So good. You guys are when you watch the podcast, if you watch the podcast, it's going to say, Jesus, we had like a hashtag. It says like,
Don't be nasty.
I forget. Yes. You'll see something flash on that's like a hashtag of like washing your belt. And then there's one for our non-belt washers there as well. All right. So I'll let you guys, is there anything else that you want to say? Give them your Instagram, your website, sponsors, anybody you want to give a shout out to, say thank you to, anything. This is your time.
So give us a follow. Instagram, Facebook is Seminar Stack. Website is seminarstack.com. That's where we run all of our tickets, all of our stuff like that. Sponsors for Short Stack, we've got Medicine Bad Places is our title sponsor for the event. We've got Game Day Men's Health as supporting, Next Generation Personal Training as supporting.
Go Ruck.
Donated a bunch of stuff for us.
That's all of our sponsors for this one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Freedom Bear Coffee.
Freedom Bear Coffee, that's the one. Yeah, we actually have a ground and pound coffee from Freedom Bear, and then portion of those proceeds come directly to Seminar Stack that we can then give to the nonprofits or help put on our events. So check them out. Freedom Bear Coffee, ground and pound brew. Cool.
Hey, fellow Jiu-Jitsu Dummies. Think about this. How well do you know the people who are training your kids? Does your academy run background checks on all staff members, not just the owner? That's why there's Academy Safe. We mandate those checks, plus crucial U.S. Center for Safe Sport certification and concussion training. But we require even more. Our accredited gyms must also have defibrillators on premises, CPR, first aid, and AED certification, security cameras, verification of coach lineage and ranks, and business insurance. Don't guess. No. Demand safety for your family. Find an accredited gym at academysafe.org. Academy Safe, the highest standards in martial arts safety.
Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and remember, You'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers right when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
T-shirt size, rash guard size. What do you guys?
Extra large.
You do extra large? Perfect. Because those are the only sizes I had. So
Whoa.
I've got this is a flow and roll shirt. This is a medium.
Nice.
Unisex, right? So here,
Technique
let's
over
show it to the
strength,
camera,
yes.
right? So,
Technique over strength. That's perfect for
technique
you.
over strength. There you go, catch.
Thank
They
you.
shouldn't even make
All right.
that shirt.
This
anything
is-
large.
Leao Optics. Leao Optics, our sunglass company.
Oh.
I didn't have any glasses for you. I didn't have any glasses left, but I do have a Leao Optics rash guard.
Beautiful.
Now, this is a large. They do run small. So if it doesn't fit,
Okay.
maybe it'll fit, but
Yep. Beautiful.
you can give it to somebody that it would fit.
Yeah.
I know,
If it
like
doesn't
for me,
fit us-
I usually wear XL. I have to wear double
What we'll
XL.
do if it doesn't fit us,
Just
it'll
for giveaways.
we'll use it for it'll be in a raffle batch at Short Stack.
Now
There you
this is an XL.
Ooh,
This is a flow and roll sweater.
I love that.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Gets better.
Oh my god, I love
Arm
that.
collector. You like that?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
That's
fantastic.
yours.
That's fantastic.
I have a pink one, but it's an XL. That's like it has this design on it
Mm-hmm.
about washing. You're gay.
Nice.
I figured it was going to be too big for you, so I brought you the T-shirt.
Yeah, this is
Here's a
great.
couple of stickers. These are flow and roll stickers, so just a couple of stickers for you
Grab
guys.
the points, yeah.
And then I've got a box of. Hold on. I've got these hats. If you guys want hats, if you want them for yourself, or you could take a couple and give them away for the event.
Amazing.
Please choose whichever hat you want from here.
Thank you.
Like for me, these are. He's gonna hate me for saying this. We were talking about this all weekend. Like there's high profile, and then there's like mid. This is like a middle, and then there's the low profile, which are usually maybe like they crush. Like there is no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no kind of like boxiness here. So these just don't fit me.
You don't fit me.
There's like a certain head type that like
That it
these look
works
good
for.
on.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like it looks like really tall. So I like the one that's a little bit more fitted. But anyway, take a couple, please, for yourself. Give them away, whatever you want to do with them.
Beautiful.
So those are from Flow and Roll.
And then
We brought
here's
coins.
a
Oh.
challenge coin.
I gotta get one of those coin things like that set up because I've gotten so many of these from people that have come on
Yeah,
the show.
so it's
Awesome.
a collab coin with
Thank
Adopt a
you.
Cop. So one side is Seminar Stack logo, the other side is
Awesome.
Adopt a Cop, and then there's a engraving on the bottom for this year.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I did reach out to Adopt a Cop. You sent us an email. Nobody reached back out. I think I might have sent a message on Instagram after that because I hadn't heard back. So I did try to reach out to them to get them on the show. So if you let
We'll
them know.
try and make that work. Yeah.
Okay,
we'll try
cool.
with that connection.
So let me do a couple of quick shout outs and then we'll wrap it up. So again, Leao Optics, shout out to the crew over there. He gave me like 9 pairs of sunglasses that I've given out already, but they keep us in glasses to give away to guests. They're the go-to brand for sunglasses and apparel featuring these unique bamboo sunglasses. I don't know if I get them up. Gives you the little.
Nice.
You can actually buy these and get like your belt rank here, so you can actually just request at checkout. You can go to leooptics.com and use code JJD for 10% off your order. Ben, you want to mention your stuff again?
The one, the only, the best gauze and tape available in combat sports. FightTape.us.
This is an
Get
interesting
some.
voice.
That's all I got.
Okay. And I always get on you like one of the best things you could do is mention the gym. So ATT
course.
PBG on
American
Instagram.
Top Team Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay.
ATT PBG on Instagram and pretty much all social medias. The absolute tops. The absolute best. The coolest. And of course, the best looking in mixed martial arts and
Best
Brazilian
looking what?
Jiu-Jitsu. Everything, dude.
And the MMA Coach Ben is your handle.
Yes, sir.
Give you a follow. You're pretty awesome. All right, guys, that's it. Check us out at Jiu Jitsu Dummies for all the ways to watch, listen, and support. My personal IG is Uncle Milty BJJ, but follow me on Jiu Jitsu Dummies. That's where I do everything. Thank you for listening, watching, and listening, everybody. Peace, love, Jiu Jitsu. Say goodbye right there. Hey, see, that wasn't so bad, right?